This audiobook contains 0 censored sentences and 1 modified sentences to make it suitable for all audiences. Visit our website to listen to the original version without censorship or modifications. Link in the channel bio. Chapter 1. Prologue to the closing ceremony. The chime echoed through the air. I fanned my dress shirt, desperate to escape the stifling heat of the gymnasium, which felt more like a sauna. Rintaro Shidu, high school boy, facing his second summer, with forecasts predicting higher average temperatures than last year. I was already wondering if I'd survive until autumn. Hot, huh, Rintaro? Yes, scorching, Yukio. Standing next to Anabe Yukio, I traded empty small talk. Why were we in the gym? Simple, it was the last day of the term, the closing ceremony. The entire student body stood in neat rows facing the stage, and the packed crowd only made the air feel hotter than it should have been. Still, the thought of summer break starting tomorrow was enough to keep me going. No matter how mercilessly they piled on the summer homework, it was a small price to pay for roughly 40 days of freedom. Of course, most students would end up cursing their procrastination by late August. Me? I'm the type to knock out homework early. People call it diligent or serious, but honestly, it's just because I've got nothing better to do. Last summer was brutal, either working part-time for Yuzuki-sensei, studying, or grabbing food with Yukio. That was it. I know I'm lucky to have friends to hang out with, but when Yukio and his family jetted off for an overseas trip in the second half, I was left with nothing but my job. Not that I was complaining, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't question my life choices a few times. My gaze drifted toward the superstar idol in our class. Rei Otosaki, the dazzling celebrity, stood unfazed even in this sweltering heat. As expected of an idol, her expressions were always subtle, but she never let anyone see her falter. Maybe she sensed my stare because her eyes flicked toward me. The moment our gazes met, Rei's face softened into an utterly adorable smile. It was the kind of killer smile Shed started showing lately, one that could send her fans into a frenzy. Me? Imuna. After all, ID experienced its ultimate version in person at her last live concert, not just through a screen. And now, the principal's address. A teacher's voice boomed through the microphone, and an elderly principal stepped to the center of the stage. Principal speeches are notorious for dragging on, and ours was no exception. He rambled through a recap of the semester's events and tossed an advice about how to spend summer break. It's not like he was wrong, but in this heat, he was earning nothing but resentment. Everyone just wanted out of here, even a second sooner. And with that, the closing ceremony concludes. Once we'd all zoned out long enough, the teacher's words finally set us free. All that was left was picking up our report cards, hearing a few announcements, and we were done for the day. All right, I glanced at my report card and let out a relieved breath. Our school uses a 5-point grading scale, with 5 being the best. My card was dotted with 5s, followed by a fair share of 4s. Solid grades, if I do say so myself. All that effort since last year paid off. How'd you do, Rintaro? Yukio, seated in front of me back in the classroom, leaned over with curiosity. HM? Oh, better than last year. You? About the same as always. No big changes. Figures. Your grades are already top tier. Ha, except for PE, yeah? Can't help it this time of year. You'll catch up in the fall. Yukio's grades are among the best in our year when it comes to academics. PE, though? That's a different story, especially this semester, where he's stuck with it too. The culprit? Swimming lessons that started in June. Apparently, his skin doesn't get along with chlorine, so he can't even participate. The school can't exactly give high marks to someone who doesn't show up, and both Yukio and the administration agreed to settle on the minimum grade. Nothing to be done about it. Still, you really stepped it up this time, Rintaro. You weren't exactly slacking before, but are you gunning for a top university? Something like that. It's part of the deal. When I left my dad's place, he laid down 2 conditions. First, keep good grades in high school. Second, get into a university with a decent enough ranking. He never said outright, but I'm pretty sure he just wants me to have credentials that won't embarrass the Shida group. Typical adult scheming. I'm still a minor, so I've got to play along with their games to some extent. Better this than getting dragged into his world of cryptic business studies or whatever else he's got planned. Would be nice if we could go to the same university, Rintaro. Pathetic as it sounds, there's no way I'm hitting the same tier as you. No witties. He'll just aim for wherever you're going. A super high-ranking place would probably just stress me out anyway. He's got a point. Best to pick something that fits your level. All right, let's keep it then. So what's the plan today? I'm free. Want to start on some homework? Sound good. Let's blitz through the problem sets. Reese got work this afternoon, so maybe he'll invite Yukio over to my place. Might as well cook for someone other than the usual crew for once. Oh, wait, sorry. I've got to return some books to the library first. Mind heading out ahead? Sure thing. He'll wait by the shoe lockers. Slinging my bag over my shoulder, I left Yukio behind and headed for the entrance. Even indoors, the sticky humidity clung to my skin. If only we could do something about this dampness, summer might actually be bearable. Excuse me. I was leaning against the shoe lockers, idly scrolling on my phone, when an unfamiliar girl's voice broke through. I looked up, but no one was around. Apparently, it came from the other side of the lockers, and it wasn't directed at me. Please go out with me. I froze, my breath catching. Never in a million years did I expect to overhear a confession like this. They probably didn't notice me standing here. Moving now would just make things awkward. So I decided to stay put and keep quiet. If this confession works out, they'll have a summer break full of romantic memories. The timing's perfect. I silently wish them luck and close my eyes, almost like a prayer. Sorry, I like someone else. Hold up. The girl's voice was unfamiliar. But the guy? I knew that voice. Yusuke Kakihara, the picture-perfect, ultra-popular heartthrob. Running into a confession scene was rare enough, but one involving someone I know? Unbelievable. I see sorry for springing this on you. No, don't apologize. I'm really flattered. The sound of the girl's footsteps faded as she ran off. I thought about staying silent, but then it hit me Yusuke and our classmates. Our lockers are right next to each other. So Rintaro, you could have said something if you were there. Yeah, figures it'd turn out like this. Switching to my polite mode. I turned to face him. Oh, sorry. It felt kind of awkward to interrupt. Yeah, I get it. He let out a dry laugh and grabbed his shoes from the locker. Guilt was written all over his face, and it looked a little painful. So, still a hit with the ladies? Huh, am I? I'm not really doing anything special, and that's the thing. Yusuke's just being himself. He's naturally kind, a total saint by default. Add his good looks to the mix, and it's no wonder. If I were a girl, I'd probably think he's great too, though the competition would be a hassle. So I wouldn't fall too hard. Hey, Rintaro, got a sec to talk? Huh, it's kind of consultation about Azusa. My shoulders twitched. That name's been hitting a nerve lately. Sorry, I've got plans. Can it wait until summer break starts? Oh, right. No witties. Just let me say one thing. Yusuke turned to me, his expression deadly serious. I made up my mind. I'm going to ask Azusa out on a date, just the two of us. Oh, cool. Huh. He said it with such intensity that I half expected a full-on confession. Guess for someone as reserved as him, even deciding on a date is a huge step. Not to be a jerk, but I'm not exactly invested. Wow, big move, huh? Yeah, next year's going to be all about exams, so I figure now's my only shot. True. You and Nikaido are probably aiming pretty high, right? Not really me. But Azusa's got her sights set on some top-tier schools. Would be nice if we could end up at the same university. Yikes, he's head over heels. The sheer youth unfolding before me was blinding. For someone like me, who's got zero tolerance for this stuff, it was almost dizzying. Please, just take it somewhere else. Go for it, Yusuke. I'm rooting for you. Thanks. All right, I'm grabbing lunch and heading out. Catch you later. Sure thing. See ya. Yusuke swapped his shoes and walked out the entrance. I let out a sigh, watching his back retreat when someone tapped my shoulder. Rintaro, sorry for the wait. Were you talking to someone? Oh, Yukio. Yeah, just chatting with Kakihara. I dropped the polite act and nodded toward Yusuke, who was heading toward the school gate. Come to think of it, you two got pretty close after that cooking class, right? Close. Huh. Maybe it looks that way from the outside, HM? It's not like that. Nah, it's not like I'm brushing him off, but I'm not exactly being my real self around him either. Feels a bit weird to call us close. No matter how much Yusuke treats me like a friend, I can't quite reciprocate. I don't say it out loud, but I feel a little guilty about it. I've always had a hard time being genuine with people. I know my personality isn't exactly sunshine and rainbows, and I'm not about to change it just to fit in. I'd rather not deal with people building me up in their heads, only to be disappointed later. If getting too close means things get messy, I'm fine keeping the mask on. Anyway, let's drop it. My place cool for studying? Whoa, that's my line. You sure it's okay for me to come over? Never really had a chance to have you over to the new place. We'll whip up some lunch too. Sweet. I'm starving. With Yukio in tow, I headed back to my apartment. When we reached the building, Yukio stood frozen, gaping at its size. Why you live here? The rent's gotta be insane. It's a long story. They'll fill you in someday. I'd have to tell Yukio about Ray eventually. She had already opened up to Mia and Cannon about her situation. They're her irreplaceable teammates. And for me, Yukio's the equivalent. Keeping secrets from him forever just doesn't sit right. Once inside, Yukio glanced around nervously. Spotting some familiar furniture from my old place seemed to reassure him, and he let out a relieved sigh. Seeing stuff I recognize makes it feel more like your place. For a second, I was kind of overwhelmed. Took me a while to get used to it too. So, yakisoba for lunch sound good? I can whip it up quick. Yep, works for me. Cool, hang out on the couch. I headed to the kitchen, grabbing udon noodles, green onions, pork, and cabbage I'd bought earlier. Chopped everything to bite-sized pieces, tossed them in a pan to stir-fry, seasoned with soy sauce and dashi, then finished with salt and pepper. Here you go. Wow, thanks. I set the steaming plate of yakisoba in front of an overly excited Yukio. Sitting beside him, I muttered, "Let's eat," and dug in. Let's eat. Delicious. Glad you like it. Been a while since I cooked for you. Yeah, I kind of missed it. Ugh, don't get all sappy on me. We slurped our noodles, then got to work on the homework as planned. Among the mountain of assignments, the math problem set was the most straightforward but time-consuming. If we were going to tackle anything first, it was this. The soft scratching of mechanical pencils filled the room. Neither Yukio nor I were bad at math, so we powered through the problems without much trouble. At this point, it was just rote work. Only when a tricky applied problem popped up did we pause to discuss. Hey, Yukio, about this one, oh for that. You just do this whenever I asked. Yukio explained the approach right away. Of course. He wasn't soft enough to spoon-feed me the answer. Head, give me the key, and I'd have to figure out the rest myself. But his explanations were so clear that problems I'd struggled with before suddenly felt like a breeze. Sure, I might be biased toward my friend, but honestly, he was clearer than some of our teachers. We kept at it for hours, chipping away at our assignments. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, we both set down our pencils at almost the same moment, letting out a collective sigh. We made some serious progress, huh? Math's done, and we knocked out a ton of classical literature too, Yukio said. Yeah, perfect timing for a break. Coffee? Can I trouble you for one? No squit. I'm out of energy drinks anyway. I know too much caffeine's a bad idea, but once we clear this hurdle, it's nothing but smooth sailing for summer break. My brain was craving sugar, so instead of my usual black coffee, I mixed in milk and a bit of sugar. Yukio likes his with just a splash of milk and a pinch of sugar. I brewed it the way I remembered and set the mugs on the table. Talk about service. Thanks, Yukio said with a grin. You're helping me slog through this cryptic homework. It's a fair trade. So, what's the plan for tonight? Plan? Want to stay over? If we focus for one night, we could probably finish most of this. Seriously? That okay, long as your folks are cool with it. If we get sick of homework, we can always mess around with some games. Igriga. Yukio's face lit up with an almost embarrassing amount of excitement. Lately, we'd hung out at school, but after classes, I'd been tied up with Ray, so we hadn't spent much time together. The first day of summer break seemed like a good chance to make up for it. You okay? You look a little pale, HM? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Really? Close call. It must shown on my face. I flicked on my phone screen to check the date and day. Friday today, which means tomorrow's obviously Saturday. This Saturday. Want to grab dinner together? I'd like to know why you were at the aquarium with Odo Saki-san, right? Tomorrow's my meeting with Nikaido. To get through that gloom, I needed this chill time with Yukio to recharge. Sorry, Yukio. I silently apologize for treating him like my emotional lifeline. Chapter 2. Summer vacation is full of ups and downs. The relentless chirping of cicadas stabbed at my ears. The sun blazed down with infuriating intensity, roasting my skull like it had a personal vendetta. Summer, in all its glory. My least favorite season. Dressed in crop pants and a white short-sleeve t-shirt. I was trudging along scorching asphalt on the first day of summer break, a day that should have been a gift. I should have been sprawled out in an air-conditioned room, lazily chipping away at homework by now, but I couldn't exactly say no, could I? I glared up at the obnoxiously clear sky and let out a sigh. Stalling for time, I stopped to check my phone. I'm waiting at the family restaurant near the station. The message was from Azusa Nikaido, our class rep. Today, I had to explain to her why I was at the aquarium with a national idol. ID asked myself why a dozen times. But if ID turned her down and she decided to spread rumors, it'd be a disaster. Truth is, I barely know Nikaido. Everything I've heard about her comes from gossip. For all I know, her serious demeanor could be as fake as my own polite act. All I could do was pray she wouldn't try to blackmail me over this. I reached the family restaurant and pushed open the door, my mood as heavy as lead. Telling the waiter I was meeting someone, I scanned the room. There, in the farthest seat, was a familiar face. Sorry to keep you waiting, Nikaido-san. Shido-kun, I'm sorry for dragging you out like this. As I approached, Nikaido lowered her head, her expression complicated. If you feel that bad, you could have just kept quiet, no? It's fine, I get why you'd be curious. Brushing it off, I ordered a drink from the bar. I grabbed a melon soda, sat down, and waited for her start. I've been wondering about this for a while, she said. Yeah, that was Odo Saki-san at the aquarium, right? You were wearing matching t-shirts. Is she like your girlfriend? Exactly the question ID expected. I took a sip of my soda through the straw and let out yet another sigh. Nikaido-san, you've got it all wrong. Huh? For the 4 days since her first message, ID been brainstorming excuses, and ID already crafted the perfect script to talk my way out of this. Truth is, I was just showing off back then. You guys looked like you were having so much fun as a group of 4, and I got jealous. So I lied about having a girlfriend. Oh, really? But then why were you with Odo Saki-san? I can't say any more unless you promise not to tell anyone. I leaned in, locking eyes with her and channeling a serious vibe. Maybe it was a shift in mood, but she nodded, looking a bit overwhelmed. All right, I'll tell you. The thing is, Odo Saki-san and I are distant relatives. What? Second cousins, I think. Since we ended up at the same school, I sometimes help her with her new songs. This time, it was a love song, so we figured we'd try something date-like for inspiration. I see. Her stunned expression told me ID won. This was my carefully crafted lie, plausible enough to believe, but hard to disprove. By claiming a vague second cousin connection, I made it tricky for her to dig deeper. A closer relation, like a first cousin, might be traceable, but second cousins? Good luck verifying that without a detective. It should hold up for the rest of high school. Okay, yeah, it's a stretch and I know it. Since she's an idol, she can't exactly date anyone. So I step in as a relative to help out. Only every now and then, though. So you're not dating? Nope. Never had a girlfriend in my life. I let out a dry laugh. For some reason, Nikaido visibly relaxed, like a weight had been lifted. What was that reaction about? Eso, do you have a crush on anyone right now? Shido-kun? Huh. I was just curious, Nikaido fidgeted, blurting it out. It was so blatant I couldn't miss it. She definitely still has a thing for me. Thinking about it, it makes sense. Back at the aquarium, ID already gotten the vibe she was into me. She backed off when she thought I had a girlfriend, but now that she knows I don't, her feelings are probably rushing back. A crush. Huh, this was a lucky break, shifting away from talk about Ray. Time to lean into the new topic. So, I thought about who I might like. A flash of beautiful blonde hair crossed my mind. I shook my head, pushing away the image of that girl. Nah, no one. I like plenty of people as friends, but no one I'm looking at as a girlfriend right now. Got it, what about you? Nikaido-san? No one in that group you're always with catches your eye? In no way. Nope, nope. She shook her head frantically, and I could tell she meant it. Sorry, Kakihara. They'll treat you to a Jayuden if you cry. Maybe even a large serving. Kakihara-kun and Demoto-kun are super reliable and cool. But I've never thought of them that way. They're awesome friends, but I can't see them romantically. Huh, that's how it is. Maybe you've been around them so long, it's hard to feel that spark. Oh, maybe. It's not like I get that fluttery feeling when I'm with them. It's more comforting, I guess. I'm starting to feel bad for Kakihara. It's not a total dead end, but it sounds like she's firmly in the friend zone for now. I'd love to help the guy out somehow. So, no one's caught your interest at all? No, there's someone now. Oh, really? That's awesome. Total youth vibes. Stop looking at me with those sparkly eyes. Times like this, I curse not being a clueless protagonist. Maybe I should just act oblivious? Yeah, that's it. They'll pretend I don't notice forever. Who could it be? I kind of want to guess, so what's your type? Nikkei Dosen? Huh. Okay, if I can get her type, I might be able to pass it along to Kakihara later. Even if she doesn't see him that way now, the future's not set in stone. With some effort, Kakihara's crush might still have a shot, or so I hope. No promises. Someone domestic. Who sometimes shows a fragile side, I think. Not someone who follows or leads, but someone who's okay standing side by side with me. Wow, her answer was so earnest it threw me off a bit. And if Nikaido's really starting to like me, what part of me caught her eye? We've barely interacted beyond that one cooking class. Sure, we stood side by side. Sure, I showed off some domestic skills making food. Sure, she said, you've got such a kind face. Wait, that's hitting a lot of marks. What about you? Fidu-kun. What's your type? My type? I set down the melon soda I'd been sipping to cool off and mulled over a question. My type? Honestly, I'd never thought about it. I couldn't even recall liking anyone as more than a friend. Maybe that girl I played with in kindergarten? My memories before elementary school are fuzzy. After starting school, my mom's situation killed any joy I got from talking to girls. That's probably when I stopped catching feelings altogether. Itchem someone with a cute smile? I guess. I squeezed out an answer, recycling a line I'd heard an actor use on TV to dodge a question. In reality, I'd add someone who'd support me financially, but we're nowhere near close enough for me to say that. Anything else? What's with her? I answered, so back off already. Well, maybe someone who'd rely on me. Like, they wouldn't bottle things up at crucial moments and would actually say when they're struggling. I couldn't feel secure dating someone who didn't. It was a spur-of-the-moment answer, but it felt surprisingly honest. What's worse than being someone's partner and missing that they're hurting? Just living cluelessly while they suffer? At the very least, I do want to be there for their problems, to help if I could. They don't have to spill everything if they don't want to. But holding back just to not burden me? That's where I draw the line. That's kind of tough, isn't it? Nikaido said. I blinked, caught off guard. Shed hit the nail on the head, exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, probably. I'm not great at relying on others myself. I get that using every resource available is logical, but humans aren't wired to be that calculating. Guess talking about types is harder than it sounds. Maybe it's not just a throwaway line when people say your crush becomes your type. Yeah, maybe, she said, laughing lightly. Looks like ID steered us into casual chatter. Crisis averted, hopefully. We haven't ordered food yet, huh? My treat today. Well, it's just a cheap family restaurant. What? No, that's okay. I was planning to pay nah, it's fine. I just want to look cool in front of girls, it's like instinct. Well, if you say so. Sweet. If this earns me some goodwill with Nikaido, the cost of a meal here is nothing. Just please don't bring up Ray again. He'll even throw in an extra Mino-style Doria if you want. We ordered from the menu and kept chatting while eating. Nikaido turned out to be pretty talkative, carrying most of the conversation. She lit up talking about her friends Kakihara, Demoto, Nogi, smiling warmly. She really cares about them. As friends, anyway. Eventually, the topic shifted to our future plans. Wow, the universities you're aiming for are super high-ranking, Nikkei Dosen. Yeah, I got into a good high school, so I want to aim as high as I can. The schools she named were all top-tier in Tokyo, places I wouldn't stand a chance at without insane effort. Nikaido's grades are stellar, except in PE. She consistently ranks in the top 5 of our year on tests. Her scores dip sometimes depending on her health, but staying in the top 5 regardless? That's just impressive. By the way, my best friend Inabe Yukio is always in that top-tier fight too, but that's beside the point. That's amazing. I really admire having such big goals. What about you? Shidu-kun, any universities you're set on? I don't have anything specific I want to do yet, so I'm thinking I'll pick a school that keeps my options open and figure it out from there. No clear dreams or anything. I left out my secret dream of becoming a stay-at-home husband. So I'll go our separate ways after high school, Hushi said, sounding dejected. Whoa, no need to get all sad about it. It's not that big a deal. We can still chat online, and we could grab food like this again, right? Totally. Though if you get a boyfriend, I'll have to pass. Wouldn't want to make him uncomfortable, especially if that guy ends up being Kakihara. I'm not about to cross him. A B boyfriend? I don't think that'll happen so easily, right? Please stop giving me those sparkly eyes. I swallowed a sigh and reached for my melon soda, only to find it empty. The ice rattling softly. I'm grabbing a refill. Want me to get you something while I'm up, Nikaido-san? I pointed to her empty glass, and she hesitated before shyly holding it out. Could you grab me a ginger ale? Got it. I stood, holding both glasses. Time to reset the vibe. Nikaido's feelings were painfully obvious. If I jokingly said, "What if I'm your crush?" I'd bet she'd nod and confess on the spot. Her emotions feel that ripe. Not that she's fully sorted them out herself. Probably, but it's still not something I can easily brush off as a misunderstanding. Still something feels off. Maybe it's weird for someone like me who barely gets love or romance to say, but calling Nikaido's feelings for me love seems premature. Or maybe I just want to think that. It'd be too pushy to voice a hunch without proof, so I kept it to myself. A heavy sigh slipped out. If you ask me whether her attention was flattering or not flattering, I'd say it leans 60 to 40 toward not. After all, she's the girl the top dog of our school's social hierarchy has a crush on. If she got the wrong idea about us, it could mess things up with Kakihara. I'd rather avoid anything that makes school a place I have to go every day depressing. For now, I'd stay calm and bring up Kakihara more. I'd subtly hint, that guy you're always with? Everyone's dying to date him. It's not a lie, and if I keep at it, maybe she'll catch on eventually. All right. I psyched myself up and filled our glasses, careful not to spill. As I headed back, I heard voices coming from our table. Azusa, eating alone at a family restaurant? You could have invited us. Yeah, seriously. If you called, we wouldn't be stuck with just us two guys. I turned the corner and saw two guys standing in front of Nikaido's seat. Oh no, this was the worst possible scenario. Sorry, I had plans today, so I couldn't invite you. Are you and Demoto-kun here to study? Kakihara-kun? Nah, I needed to talk something over with Ruji. Wait. Plans? With Anoka? I see 2 plates. No, they're getting drinks right now. Oh, they're back. Too late to back out. All I could do was stand there, frozen. Rintaro. Hohei Yusuke-kun, Domoto-kun. A small world, huh? I forced a stiff smile, clutching a glass in each hand. God, is this some kind of prank? It's the first day of summer break. This is way too much drama for the opening act. How about throwing in some good stuff for the second half to balance it out? I'm serious, this isn't worth it. Why are you and Azusa here together? Kakihara was visibly shaken, and my brain kicked into overdrive. This was a full-blown misunderstanding. To defuse it, I need to choose my words very carefully. So Yusuke-kun, it was a love advice thing. Nikaido cut in. I really needed to ask Shidukin something. I nearly choked. Letting Nikaido say anything unnecessary here would be bad news. Very bad, but in this situation, maybe it was a stroke of genius. Love advice. Yeah, I could work with that. Exactly, I jumped in. Remember when I mentioned having a girlfriend to you guys? Nikaido-san got the idea I'm some kind of relationship expert and wanted to pick my brain. Oh, that's it. Kakihara said. I thought you two got super close behind my back or something. Haha. Kakihara, your last cracking. Don't force it. Still, his reaction told me he wasn't fully buying it. One more push should do it. Sorry, but I can't spill what we talked about. Especially not to you, Yusuke-kun. And me? Get it? Yusuke Kakihara. Misinterpret it. If I can't tell you specifically, that means our talk involved you. And if your name came up in a love advice chat, it means Nikaido's at least thinking about you. It's all a misunderstanding, but please fall for it. Oh, I see, Kakihara said, nodding as if head cracked a code. All right, I want pry. Nailed it. Kakihara crossed his arms, bobbing his head like head figured something out. It went so perfectly I had to fight back a smirk. Holding it together, I stepped closer to the table. I didn't mean Nikaido started. Whoops. Ginger ale for Nikaido-san, right? Here you go. Huh? Oh, thanks. I plunked the glass in front of her before she could say anything else. Am dodging bullets left and right here, and the future's looking shaky, but if I can just survive today, I won't have to deal with these guys for a while. This summer should bring some progress to Kakihara's crush, one way or another. Once things shift, I want you to keep tiptoeing around him. Until then, hang in there, Rintaro Shido. Hey, random thought. Demoto piped up, but I'm starving. Want to grab some food first? Good call, Kakihara said. Mind if we join you guys? Nikaido and I both nodded. We'd already eaten, but bailing now would look rude. Plus, sticking around might keep Nikaido from saying anything I'd regret. Thanks, Kakihara said. It's getting packed for lunch. Kakihara and Demoto slid into the seats. Maybe as a thank you, Kakihara shot me a sneaky wink. Dude, keep that to yourself. Soon, their orders arrived. Demoto's table was piled high with food. Does he seriously plan to eat all that? It's almost on par with Reino. Scratch that. She's a hyper-athletic giant. She's the real anomaly here. By the way, Demoto said, since when did you and Yusuke start calling each other by first names? Kinda caught me off guard. Oh, that started during parent-teacher conferences, Kakihara explained. We both had two-person meetings, so we ended up chatting while waiting. I nodded at Kakihara's recap. Closing the distance in that short time? That's why he's the king of the school social scene. Got it, Demoto said. In that case, let me call you Rintaro too. Why not? Sure, go for it. I don't mind. I had no clue what the why not was about, but I gave the green light. Calling each other by first names doesn't automatically mean we're buddies. It's just a label, let him do what he wants. Then can I call you Rintaro-kun too? Nikaido chimed in. My girlfriend might get a bit jealous if a girl calls me that. So sorry. Could you stick to my last name? Oh, right. Nikaido caught the desperate look in my eyes and seemed to get the hint. To her, I probably look like some guy trying to show off in front of the others. Since ID already asked her to keep quiet about our earlier talk, this shouldn't seem too weird. Phew, dodged a bullet. I was as close to getting death glares from Kakihara. But seriously, she's known him way longer. Why does she still call him by his last name when he's on a first-name basis with her? Anyway, I should head out, I said, checking the time on my phone. Tonight, I'm cooking dinner for Ray after her work. I've got ingredients, but I want to grab a few extras to avoid multiple trips. Honestly, I've got time, but leaving early gave me an excuse to slip away without guilt. Plus, without me around, the three of them might loosen up and talk more freely. Thanks for today, Shido-kun, Nikaido said. No problem. Hit me up if you need to talk. I tossed out the polite reply and left 2,000 yen on the table. Things got messy with Kakihara and Demoto showing up, but ID promised to treat Nikaido, and I'm sticking to it. Our orders didn't quite hit 2,000, but the extra can be my apology to Kakihara. Use this for me and Nikaido-san's bill. Keep the change. Whoa, you sure? Kakihara asked. Yeah, that was the deal. Plus, I've always wanted to say, keep the change just once. I cracked a joke to lighten the mood and stepped out of the restaurant. The second I was alone, exhaustion hit me like a truck. For now, the odds of Nikaido spilling anything about me and Ray are next to zero. She seemed convinced by the distant relative story, and call it sneaky, she's not likely to do anything to turn me off for a while. Sighing, I hopped on a train to the station near my place. One perk of moving here, there's a huge 24-hour supermarket between the station and my apartment. Once you get used to that convenience, there's no going back. I stocked up on staples onions, pork belly, udon, and grabbed some extra seasonings. Reese a ketchup fiend, so it disappears fast. I snagged 2 more bottles and called it a day. Rustling my shopping bags, I made it back to the apartment. HM. As I reached for my keys, my phone pinged in my pocket. I checked it and saw a line from Yusuke Kakihara. Want to hit the pool with us this Wednesday? Okay, what the heck? Back inside, I stashed the groceries in the fridge and sank into the sofa. After some back and forth with Kakihara online, I pieced together what was going on. Apparently, after I left, the three of them started talking about a pool trip. They decided to invite Nogi, who wasn't there, but then Nikaido suggested inviting me too since I'd just been with them. Talk about meddling, I can't say I love it, but I did tell her to reach out if she needed me. It was just a polite throwaway line, but turning it down feels awkward. And while this message didn't help my resolve, I'm planning to make a move on Azusa at the pool. You're the only one who knows what's up, Rintaro. Can you help me out? Ugh, no way. If I'm being honest, it sounds like a hassle. A huge hassle. But if Nikaido and Kakihara hit it off, it'd be the best outcome for me. Maybe lending a hand isn't the worst idea. Part of me thinks I should steer clear of Nikaido altogether. But this could also be a chance to let her see my less flattering side. I've got no brilliant plan to tank my own stock while boosting Kakihara's, but it's worth a shot. And, well, this is embarrassing, but I've never done the whole group hangout thing during summer break. I'll admit there's a tiny part of me that's curious. Just once in high school, maybe it's okay to lean into it. Allericht, im in. I typed the message and hit send. Almost instantly, I got a reply gushing about how pumped he was, along with details on the time and meeting spot. Kakihara's such a good guy. He only fumbles when it comes to Nikaido and home. Yo, welcome back. A bit later, Ray walked into the living room. She looked drained, irritably brushing back hair plastered to her face with sweat. You're soaked. I'm about to boil some somen, so go hit the shower. And men, thanks. Today was dance practice for a new song, so I'm wiped. She shuffled out of the living room and headed for the bathroom. I started boiling water and prepped the somen. Not much to it, really. I chopped some green onions for garnish, grated some frozen yuzu, and added a splash of sesame oil to the dipping sauce for a twist. That's about it. Somen's pretty basic, but I like that you can play around with the sauce. Wait, did I leave a towel out? As the noodles finished boiling, it hit me. I don't think I restocked the bath towels in the bathroom. After plating the somen, I grabbed a fresh towel and headed to the washroom. The shower was still running. No awkward run-in with Ray fresh out of the bath. Dodged that cliche bullet. But life's never that simple. The word slipped out before I could stop it. Peeking out from the pile of Reese carelessly tossed clothes was a glimpse of white fabric. That's probably her underwear. Let's be real, I've seen her underwear before. With her crazy schedule, I handle the laundry. It's bound to happen, but it's always tucked into a mesh bag, so I don't see much. This time, though, it's right there. Ugh, damn it. I shook my head to cool my burning cheeks. Forget it. Erase it from your brain. Muttering that mantra, I set the towel nearby. Then I carefully shifted her clothes to cover the underwear. Now she won't know I saw anything, hopefully. This is so stupid. If I'm being rational, Ray probably wouldn't care. If I'm the only one freaking out, that's kind of pathetic. Lately, I've been off, haven't I? But I've been avoiding admitting it. Because if I do, it feels like something's going to change. Use the bath first. Thanks. Sure. Dinner's ready, so grab a seat. Got it. Iushadadre. Fresh from her shower, to the table and set out the somen and dipping sauce. We clapped our hands together and dug in. Tasty. Thanks. It's kind of lazy, though. Not true. All these little tweaks make it fun. Ray sprinkled some green onions into her sauce. Then she added 3 drops of chili oil and slurped another bite. Mixing stuff into the sauce cool with you? No problem. If you want a fresh batch, they'll whip one up. All right, chili or sesame oil's great, but the downside is you're locked into that flavor. Easy fix, just keep a plain sauce on standby. It feels a bit wasteful, and hygienically you can't reuse it, but I've made peace with that. Rintaro, I'm off tomorrow and want to go shopping. Come with me? Whoa, hold up. Haven't we been over this? Isn't it risky for us to go out together? It's fine. I got a wig to make it easier. Ray pulled a bundle of hair from her bag. A sleek black wig, the total opposite of her blonde locks. With this, no Onel recognized me. Hair makes a big difference. Oh yeah, maybe. She plopped the wig on her head, and her vibe completely shifted. Some blonde strands poked out since she hadn't tied up her real hair, but fixed that and shed past as someone else. Allicht, Imin. Thanks. I want to grab a few more summer clothes. Oh, if it's shopping, mind if I pick up something too? Sure. Like what? A swimsuit. Huh. Come to think of it, I only own a school swimsuit. I could bring that in a pinch, but it's way too lame. Better bite the bullet and buy a proper one. I've got plans to hit the pool soon, so I figured I'd grab one. What's up? Ray, who had been chatty until now, suddenly clammed up. When I checked on her, she finally spoke. With who? Huh? Who? Wait, is Ray mad? Her words carried an unusual edge, and I flinched. And for some reason, I ended up explaining everything in polite speech. Of course, I left out Kakihara's situation. Chapter 3. One Day Boyfriend Hot. That single word echoed in my head as I gazed up at the relentlessly blue sky. I was sitting on a bench at a bus stop. Next to me sat a stunning black-haired girl. HM? Something on my face? Nah, nothing. Ray tilted her head, looking puzzled. I averted my eyes and let out a sigh. Right now, Ray was sporting a wig and black color contacts. Unlike when she had shown me just the wig before, today her blonde hair was completely tucked away. Up close, no one would peg her as Ray Otosaki. I hadn't expected to get caught staring at how fresh she looked. Rintaro, bus is here. HM? Oh, right, we boarded the bus that pulled up and grabbed a pair of empty seats side by side. Why the bus? We were headed to a shopping mall a bit far from the station. Sure, we could have bought clothes or swimsuits closer by, but finding everything in one store is tough. You'd end up hopping between shops. And in this heat, that's a death sentence. After talking it over, we decided a mall with every store under one roof was the way to go. It's the weekend, so it's going to be packed, I said. Keep your face down, all right? Got it. But I think we're safe today unless something crazy happens. Fair enough, she's probably right. The only people who'd clock her as Ray Otosaki at a glance would be her Millifuel Stars teammates, Mia and Cannon. Guess we won't have to skulk around. Nervously, the bus stopped in front of the mall, and we followed the crowd down a sidewalk through the parking lot. As the biggest shopping hub around, the place was crawling with students and families with kids, especially since summer break had just kicked off. The lot was nearly full, with cars circling for spots like vultures. So where to first? Your shopping takes priority. Let's start with the clothing stores on the first floor. Gotcha. I'll let Ray lead the way, trailing behind her. I'm not big on fashion, always go for cheap, low-key stuff. Growing up pinching pennies, I've never felt the urge to splurge on brands or whatever. Ray, though, she's probably rocking some pricey gear. At least, I figured this mall would have some high-end stores. Wait, this is Uniqlo. Yeah, something wrong? Just wasn't expecting it. The first store Ray picked was good, budget-friendly Uniqlo. It's so familiar, it almost felt like a letdown. I get my basics here, she said. They're cheap and have cute stuff. That's weirdly reassuring. We stepped inside, and I hung back, watching her shop. True to her word, Ray grabbed a few pairs of underwear and headed out. Next, over there. Yes, ma'am. ID heard girls' shopping trips can drag on, and Ray was no exception. She'd pop into a store, scan the racks, and try on anything that caught her eye. If it felt right, she'd buy it. If not, she'd walk out empty-handed. Every time ID heard about girls shopping, it sounded like a chore. But, surprisingly, this wasn't boring at all. If anything, getting to see Ray try on different outfits felt like a perk. Rintaro, does this look good? Ray stepped out of the fitting room in a white sundress. She twirled, and the hem floated lightly. It suited her maybe because of the black hair today. But picturing her usual self, I think I liked the last one better. The outfit before was super casual. A black sleeveless top under a sheer, shoulder-bearing t-shirt, paired with denim hot pants. Those sleek legs on display? To my simple brain, it was a winner. Fun fact, I'm a sucker for hot pants. Not that you care. All right, you'll get that one, Ray said. You sure? You're letting my one opinion sway you? It's fine. I want the one you think looks good on me. I fought to keep my cool, barely stopping myself from melting on the spot. Quit saying stuff that makes my heart race. I can't handle this. Ray came back with the outfit ID picked and slid up beside me. Bought it. Let's go. Hold up, gimme those. Huh. I swiped a few of her bags from her hands. Cloth or not, It can still get heavy if there are many of them. Feeling the weight in my arms, I face forward. Come on, next stop. MHM. Why is she grinning like that? Sneaky girl. Ree's shopping spree stretched past an hour. Halfway through, my arms weren't enough, and Ray ended up with one handful too. Still, she looked satisfied. On a side note, while she was paying, I peeked at some price tags. Let's just say they were numbers a guy like me would never dream of spending. My turn's done. Ray said, "Your go, Rintaro." Cool. Just need a swimsuit. Nothing fancy. It's summer, so a bunch of stores had swimsuit sales. I'd grab a cheap one nearby and call it a day. Can I pick it out? Ray asked. Sure, but no Speedos, all right? Don't worry. Those are for my eyes only when we're alone. I wouldn't let you wear them out. I'm not showing you either. Imagining myself in a Speedo made my stomach churn. Yeah, no way that's happening. Just pick something cool, I said. And cheap, if possible. Mfine. Why do you sound disappointed? No clue what her deal was. But if she wanted to choose, I'd let her. We hit the swimsuit section and browsed the men's options. They all look the same to me. Rintaro, how's this? HM. Ray held up a blue swimsuit. White drawstrings at the waist added a nice touch. Not too flashy, exactly my style. Looks good. Let's go with it. Cool. They'll buy it. Whoa. Hold on. Why are you buying it? Huh? I picked it. So then I'd owe you for half your clothes today. I'll buy my own stuff, okay? Ray pouted a bit, but I wasn't budging. Sure, if I become a stay-at-home husband, they'll let my wife buy everything, but that's then, this is now. Hand it over. I snatched the swimsuit and marched to the register. It wasn't dirt cheap, but it wasn't pricey either. I paid quick and headed back to Ray. She was standing in front of the women's swimsuits now. What are you doing? Checking out swimsuits for me. Need one? I thought the staff handles outfits for your shoots. For when we take a bath together, so I can show off. Oh, what's she talking about? Say that again. The words in my head just spilled out. Ray kept eyeing the swimsuits like it was no big deal. Since you're getting a swimsuit, I want to be the first to see you in it. Still not following. You're going to show it off to Nikaido-san at the pool, right? Huh. Well, I guess kinda. Not specifically to her, but sure. That feels unfair. So I need to see you in it first, or it's not even. Okay, but why a bath? Swimsuits go with water. Oh, what's she talking about? Round 2. Sure. Swimsuits are for water, but that's not what I'm asking. Ignoring my confusion, Ray grabbed 2 swimsuits and held them up to herself. Rintaro, which one? A what? Flustered, I compared them. One was a light blue bikini. To get specific, it was a cross-halter bikini, with fabric crossing at the chest and tying behind the neck. I remembered that from some reference material at Yuzuki-sensei's studio, so I'm pretty sure I'm right. The other? A micro bikini with barely any fabric. Why a wholesome mall would stock something that's basically a gag gift, I'll never know. But my choice was obvious. The blue bikini. Got it. They'll grab this one. Before I could say anything else, Ray bought it. Still reeling, I met her back at the racks. Kinda tired, she said. Want to grab a tapioca milk tea before we head out? Oh yeah, sure. What's wrong? Just feels like we're not on the same wavelength today. All ID gathered was that Ray wanted to wear swimsuits together and take a bath so she could see mine first. Even laying it out like that, I'm lost. For now, ID follow her lead. Probably just a joke, right? We headed to the mall's tapioca shop, with bags of clothes rustling. The bubble tea craze had died down, but on a weekend with students running loose, the line was still long. Tapioca is like starch, right? What'd it feel like to eat? You've never had it? Nope. Missed the trend completely. Never got around to it. So this'll be my first. Huh. Chewy. Your vocab's really shining today. When our turn came, I played it safe and ordered the best-selling tapioca milk tea. Ray went with matcha milk. Looked tasty. Oh, I get it. I chewed a tapioca pearl, swallowed, and muttered. Chewy's definitely the word. Texture-wise, it's kind of like konjac to me. Feels like ITLL sit heavy, though. Tastes good, at least. Delitus, hey mumblet. Her cheeks puffed out as she chomped. Like a cartoon, Mogamogi used sound effect. Not exactly National Idol material right now. Rintaro, I want to try yours. Swap? Whoa, hold. Ray leaned in, snagged my straw, and took a sip. A few tapioca pearls slid through the straw into her mouth. Is she getting too bold lately? Guess freaking out over an indirect kiss just shows how green the first am at this stuff. To her, this is probably no big deal. Tasty. Glad you think so. Here, try mine. She held out her drink, straw pointed at me. Her eyes sparkled with expectation. No escaping this one. Fine. All right. I put my lips on the straw Shed used and took a sip. That's what happened. Maybe I was too nervous, but I sucked way too hard. A flood of tapioca pearls shot into my mouth. I managed to swallow them, but the liquid wasn't so forgiving it went straight down my windpipe. I choked, matcha milk dribbling from my mouth. Seeing the stain spread across my shirt, I knew I'd screwed up. You okay? Ray asked. Cuff why, yeah. I'm fine. I'm gonna wipe this off in the bathroom. You can wait here. Leaving a guilty-looking Ray behind, I hunted for a restroom. Bit of a trek, but oh well. Inside the men's room, I snagged some toilet paper from a stall and stood by the sink. I pressed dry paper to the back of the stain and dabbed the front with wet paper. Without a washing machine, that's the best you can do on the go. Few looks better. Once the stain was less obvious, I replayed what just happened. No matter how you slice it, that was an indirect kiss, right? The more I thought about it, the hotter my cheeks got. Still such a kid, I muttered. I'm always wishing I'd grow up faster. But one little thing like this throws me off. Proof I've got a long way to go. If I keep spending time with her, will I get used to these feelings? I stared at the plain high schooler in the mirror Rintaro Shidu. No answer came, obviously. Laughing at my own stupidity, I snorted. Gotta keep my place in check. I wipe my hands with a handkerchief and leave the restroom. I intend to brace myself so that when this relationship eventually comes to an end, I won't be overwhelmed by pain. The last thing I want is to get carried away and lose myself in the moment. There's a bit of distance to the place where Ray is waiting. Feeling uneasy about leaving her alone, I decide to hurry back with a slight jog. And then, hey, you're pretty cute. You're alone? Ugh, how cliché. Two guys stood in front of Ray. Dyed hair, decked out in accessories, the classic flashy types you'd see around. They loomed over Ray, who was seated on the bench, smirking with sleazy grins. Textbook pickup attempt. I get it, kinda. Reese's stunner from any angle, and if she's alone, some guys would take a shot. But summer fried brains like there's no restraint. Normal people would think twice about bothering someone, but these guys charge and like it's a dare. That's what makes them the worst. I'm not alone. 2 cups prove it, Ray said. Your friend a girl? Perfect 2 on 2. Let's grab some tea. We're college guys with cash to burn. We'll cover everything, one of them pressed. They cut her off, determined to keep control. Makes sense. Drag it out. And she might call security or the cops. Win or lose, they're aiming for a quick hit. I'd seen guys like them before, working as nighttime street promoters on my way back from Yuzuki-sensei's studio. Maybe these two actually do that kind of gig. Not the time for cool analysis, though. I racked my brain for a way to get her out of this and started walking toward her. Not a girl. And even if they were, I don't have time for you, Ray shot back. What a boyfriend. One guy teased. My steps faltered for a second. What would Ray say? Yeah, I'm waiting for my boyfriend, she answered. A rush of exhilaration bubbled up from deep inside. So strong, I almost smirked. It's just a dodge, but damn, the impact. This is dangerous. Addictive. I shook my head to snap out of it before it took hold. All right, if Ray Otosaki went that far, I'd better step up and save her before I start feeling too smug. Got business with my girlfriend? I said. Okay, maybe I played it too cool. In a tense moment like this, my face twisted with a hint of embarrassment. Ugh, TCH, what a pain, one guy muttered. Let's bounce, said the other. Man, she looked like Ray. Such a shame. Phew, close call. Lucky they had enough brains to back off. They must figured it wasn't worth the hassle. Glaring at me with obvious resentment, the two slunk away. It looks like we're clear, I said. Rintaro, thanks. You saved me, Ray replied. Nah, my bad for leaving you alone. That stain was stubborn, I said. It's my fault to begin with, she murmured. Then we're even. Let's call it square, I said. I took my milk tea from her hand and flashed a grin. She smiled back, visibly relieved. After finishing our tapioca, we grabbed a quick lunch and hopped on a bus. Swaying with the ride, we stared out at the scenery in silence. This was our usual vibe when it was just the two of us, no chatter, each doing our own thing. Ray had earphones plugged into her phone, listening to music. Her screen showed an unfamiliar Millifuel Star song title, probably the new track they were rehearsing. Her habit of jumping into practice whenever she had a spare moment, I respected that kind of dedication. I'd heard debates about whether it's rude to use your phone on a date, but for me, it's no issue. I get why some might worry their partner's bored, but with Ray, that never crossed my mind. She and I both like this kind of time. It's like the other person's part of your world, no need to fuss over them. That kind of comfort is rare. Besides her, the only other person I felt this with was Yukio Inaba. I wanted to hold tight to people like that. Rintaro, Ray said. HM? I turned to her. She pulled out her earphones and fixed her eyes on me. When I called you my boyfriend, you didn't mind, right? What's this all of a sudden? Just wondering, she said, looking away with a faint frown. I got it. Back at the aquarium, when ID called her my girlfriend, even as a lie, ID probably made the same face. So I borrowed the words she'd given me then. It's fine. Didn't bother me, I said. Oh, she breathed. I shot her a smug grin, and her eyes softened with relief. Besides, in that situation, it was the right call. You can't drag things out with guys like that. They'll just push harder, thinking they got a shot. A clear, sharp answer's the way to shut them down, I added. Yeah, they'll make sure to be direct next time, too, she said. Smart move. But you're an idol, do you really get hit on? Seems kind of bold to approach a celebrity, I said. It happens more than you'd think. Some don't realize I'm Ray and hit on me anyway. Others know and still try. Probably because I'm still in high school, they think I'm an easy mark, she explained. Minors have to play by adult rules sometimes, and creeps love exploiting that. To outsiders, idols are untouchable success stories. But in reality, they're people clawed through insane effort and hardship. That's why I respect them, but don't idolize them. Guess being drop-dead gorgeous comes with its own headaches, I said. I'm happy you think I'm gorgeous, she replied. Glad to hear it. You'll say it any time and mean it for 100 yen a pop, I teased. What if I pay 10,000 yen? She asked. 1,000 times? I shot back. Then let's do it, she said. Nah, no charge. I'll say when I really feel it, I said. Then I'll work hard to hear it, she replied. Better bring your A game, I said. We bantered, but deep down, I knew ID probably clam up when the moment came. Still, ID made the promised time to step up. It's my job to make Rei Otasaki's wishes come true. Men getting sleepy, she murmured. Huh. A gentle weight settled on my shoulder. Her face was so close I caught my breath. She's a beauty through and through, her features practically a work of art. Cannon told me I could borrow your shoulder for 5 minutes, she said. What's that girl even saying? I muttered. She was referring to when ID let Cannon lean on me for 5 minutes after spilling her secrets. Not a big deal, but it felt awkward now. Hey, Rintaro, Ray said. What? How long will you let me borrow it? You're sleepy, right? Till we hit the station about 20 minutes, I said. Okay, that's enough for now, she whispered. Her voice trailed off into soft breaths as she drifted to sleep. Watching her rest so peacefully against me, I groaned inwardly. You're way too defenseless. Rei Otosaki was close enough to touch. Flawless skin, no blemishes, long lashes. Her face was perfect, her figure unreal. Even in a modest top, the hint of cleavage was unavoidable. With a chest like that, it's just physics. The bus stopped, and a new passenger boarded. With no seats left, the guy stood and probably without thinking glanced at Reese's chest. A burning disgust flared up inside me. I yanked my handkerchief from my pocket, the one ID used to wipe my hands earlier, and draped it over her chest. The guy, now blocked, looked annoyed but turned away, trying to play it cool. I'm not judging him. I've given in to instinct before, too. I've got no right to point fingers. But even so, I wasn't about to let it slide. Let me have her to myself. For once, I muttered under my breath. Too quiet for him to hear. I thought I saw Ray twitch. Pretending I didn't notice, I turned back to the window. The sky today was a vivid ultramarine, screaming summer. Hey, wake up, I said. In an MMH, she mumbled. I jostled my shoulder to rouse her. Still groggy, she blinked around before focusing on me. Where are we? On the bus. We're almost at the station. So get it together, I said. Snapping to reality, Ray gathered her things. I grabbed the paper bag stuffed with clothes, and we got ready to hop off. After hitting the stop button, we stepped out at the station's bus stop. Back at the station. Want to grab anything else? She asked. Nah, we're maxed out. Let's head home. Got enough groceries to avoid going out again, too, I said. Smart move in this heat, she agreed. We trudged through the scorching asphalt and finally made it back to the apartment. First stop, Ree's place to drop off her stuff. She unlocked the door, and I followed her inside. Her apartment's layout was identical to mine. Having cleaned it a few times, it felt like nothing new. Haven't been back much lately, so it's still tidy, I said. Yeah, no chance to mess it up, she replied. The place looked almost the same as last time I cleaned. Just a few water bottles and soda cans on the table, no real mess. Since I keep it in check, it's no surprise. Left to her own devices, Reese the type to let trash pile up. Where should I put the clothes? I asked. Oh, in the dresser, if you don't mind, she said. Got it. I headed to the bedroom, opened the dresser, and carefully packed her clothes, peeling off price tags as I went. All done, I called. Thanks for going the extra mile, she said. No big deal. Gotta step up for my girlfriend today, right? I teased. Or so I thought. Ray fell quiet, looking oddly serious. I was just riffing off the bus thing. Did I mess up? So you'll grant my wishes today? She asked. Huh? There's one thing I really want, she said. Oh no, bad feeling. I want to take a bath together, she said. My gut was right. You mean in those swimsuits? I asked. Yeah, I want to see you in yours before anyone else. And well, I want to wash your back, she said. What's the point of that? I muttered. Personal satisfaction, she declared. Is that so? Personal satisfaction. Huh? Gotta remember that one. All right? She pressed. Fine. It's just swimsuits. No harm done, I sighed. Then after dinner, well, hop in, she said. Yeah. What's so great about a guy's swimsuit, anyway? I grumbled. If anything, I'm the one getting the better deal. Seeing a mega-popular idol in a swimsuit up close? Her diehard fans would empty their wallets for a chance like that. And she's offering it for free. It's beyond a perk, it's almost creepy. Oh, by the way, I'm making chilled noodles tonight. You want regular sauce or sesame? I asked, dodging the topic. Regular, she said. Cool. We'll get it ready, I said. We shifted to my place, tossing in small talk to sidestep the bath thing. On weekends, we usually chill at mine. We'd watch dramas or read manga separately. Just vibing. But today, my head was elsewhere. Taking a bath with someone? Last time was a middle school trip. And with a girl? Feels like I'm crossing a line. After a weirdly long yet short stretch of time, dinner was done, and I stood dazed in the changing room. Clothes off, just a new swimsuit on. What even is this situation? I muttered, staring at my reflection in the bathroom mirror. It could pass as me trying on a new swimsuit to check the fit. But what's coming? An event I never imagined in my life. My brain still hadn't caught up. Rintaro, can I come in? Ray called. Ipes sure, I stammered. Ugh. My voice cracked. While I flailed, the door between the hall and the changing room opened. In stepped a girl, so breathtaking it hurt. Kinda embarrassing now that we're here, she said. Then call it off too late for that. Her slender limbs glowed with smooth skin, slim yet soft in all the right places. Like her thighs. And the scariest part? Her chest. The cross-halter bikini hoisted her curves into a valley so deep it practically shouted for attention. This is bad. It's like poison's being poured straight into my eyes. In standard Japanese, it's yabai. In Kansai dialect, it's a can. Wait, is yabai even standard Japanese? Think, focus on dumb stuff. GUH, someone save me. Rintaro, you nervous? Ray asked. Of course I am, milady, I blurted. Why the posh tone? She said. I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth anymore. Just get this over with quick, that's the only way to save my sanity. We stepped into the bathroom together, and I turned on the shower, set to lukewarm for summer. Ray unhooked the shower head and aimed it at my feet. Not too cold? She asked. Inano istamarat. Okay, she said. The water crept up from my feet. When it reached my shoulders, her hand gently brushed the spot the water hit. Ipa yelped. Oh, ticklish? She asked. And no, just startled, I said. Why is she touching me? I mean, she mentioned washing my back, but still. What is this? I'm starting to feel like I wandered into some sketchy parlor. Never been to one, obviously, but this guilt? Not something a high schooler should be feeling. It's like I'm doing something so wrong that getting stabbed by a Millifuel Stars fan might actually benefit humanity. Though my heart might give out from the stress first. Can I wash your hair? She asked. Sure, I mumbled. I didn't even have the energy to fight back. She sat me on the plastic stool in the bathroom, and warm water poured over my head. I closed my eyes and waited. Soon, slender fingers coated with shampoo slid through my hair. A shiver of pleasure shot through me. I've always liked getting my hair washed at the barber, so I'm weak to this stuff. Her technique wasn't pro-level, but just knowing it was her sharpened my senses beyond comparison. Rinsing now, she said. I couldn't speak, only nod. Water cascaded over me, washing the foam down the drain. When I could finally open my eyes, I regretted it instantly. Reese's reflection loomed in the mirror behind me. Her bikini, soaked from the water, clung to her skin, amplifying her allure. Is she trying to kill me? Back's next, she said. "'Kay," I squeaked. I was a borrowed cat, meek and compliant, praying this would end soon. Your boat is surprisingly solid, Rintaro. Different vibe than when you're dressed, she said. WL house husband chores can be tough, and I work out sometimes when I feel like moving, I mumbled. Not being in a club, I make up for missing PE with home workouts. Worrying about fitness feels old manish, I know, but with no one to lean on when I'm sick. I don't have a choice. No one's nursing me, so I stay healthy to avoid getting sick in the first place. Your back's broad, too. This'll be fun to wash, she said. Ray squirted body soap into her palm and rubbed it in. Wait, why not use the washcloth? It's right there. Hold still, she said. Her hand pressed against my back. Hold on. Wait. I wanted to stop her, but I was too rattled to speak. Her hand slid across my back, slick with soap. Pleasure hit harder than when she washed my hair, and a breath-slipped Hannah escaped my lips. This is bad. I'm done for. Is it good? She asked. I managed a nod, pure reflex. And that nod? It only egged her on. How about this? She said. Me and you. That's the sound it made in my head. A different warmth spread across my back, not water. Human warmth, slightly hotter than mine. And the soft, shifting pressure against me. Probably her chest, Inu. That's too much. I shouted. She gasped. ID hit my limit. I shot up, shaking her off. Bad move. Standing too fast, I slipped on the soapy floor. I flailed to catch myself, but my body twisted and there was Ray right in front of me. Too late to stop. I crashed down, taking her with me. Sorry, I muttered. She said nothing. ID braced my arms to avoid crushing her, but there she was beneath me, stunned. Yeah, this looks like I'm pinning her down. Might as well commit seppuku now. Rintaro, you hurt? She asked. And no, I said. Good, she said. She tried to play it cool, but her face was blatantly red. Her eyes darted shyly, and a question hit me. WHYD? She suddenly pulled this. She's always been unpredictable, so I went along with it at first. But this blush? Something's off. Did someone put you up to this? I asked. No, she said. Way too obvious. I shot back. Yup, someone had egg her on, and I had a prime suspect. That cool-headed Millifuel Stars member who loves teasing. Looks like I need to have a word with her. After Ray, still visibly embarrassed, went back to her room. I plopped onto the sofa and messed around on my phone for a while. We need to talk. I fired off the message to Mia. 10 minutes later, the intercom buzzed, and I headed to the door. Joe, igritiv. What's up? Inviting a girl to your place this late? Came to reply. Beyond the door stood a girl with a different kind of beauty from Ray. Mia Okawa, a.k.a. Mia of Millifuel Stars. She twirled a strand of her shoulder-length, outward-flipped black hair, eyeing me with a faintly amused smirk. Just get in. I got some questions for you, I said. Nothing too naughty. I hope. She teased. Want me to slather mayo on every strand of your hair and lick it off? I shot back. That's a weird way to harass someone, she said. I led Mia to the living room. She plopped onto the sofa, and I set a black coffee ID prepped on the table in front of her. Huh, I thought I was in for a scolding. But I'm getting the VIP treatment? She said. I'm not mad. My heart's not so small I can't offer a coffee, I replied. Then I'll take it, she said. I sat beside her as she sipped, taking a deep breath before diving in. All right, so I started. Yeah, she prompted. You put some weird ideas in Ree's head, didn't you? I accused. Well, guess I got caught, she said. Mia fleshed a shameless grin. He sighed, exasperated at her audacity. Look, Ray was going on about wanting to see you in your swimsuit legally, mind you, so I gave her a little advice. Like, why not take a bath together? And if you get up close and personal, any guy would fold, she explained. No need to make me fold, your meddling put me through hell, I groaned. Oh, hell, huh? But for a teenage guy, wasn't it kind of a dream scenario? She teased. Can't deny that, I admitted. Wow, honest for once. She said, getting a kick out of that situation is probably normal for a guy. No point dodging it. By the way, did you enjoy your shopping date? I also taught her that indirect kiss trick, she added. That was you too, I exclaimed. Yup, Reese clueless about romance tactics, so it was fun to coach her. Though, full disclosure, I've never tried them myself, she said. You're like some evil mastermind, I muttered. They'll take it as a compliment, she replied. Mia cackled in front of me. Watching her have a blast, my irritation just melted away. She's impossible to hate, honestly. So, overall, did you have fun? She asked. Mia, it was fun, I said. Then maybe the mastermind who set up your little date deserves a reward? She suggested. What? Why should I start it? Before I could finish, Mia whipped out something she'd been hiding behind her back and thrust it in my face. A notebook and an English workbook. Help me with my English homework? She asked. Do it yourself, I said. Come on, don't be like that. You're good at school, right, Rintaro Cohen? I just need some pointers on how to solve stuff, she pressed. English, huh? I'm not bad at it, but I'm no tutor-level expert either. Still, it's not like I'm in a bind here. I'd check out the workbook first, then decide. Let me see it, I said. Here you go, she said. I took the workbook and flipped through it. Since she goes to a different school, the format was a bit different from what I'm used to. But the problems themselves? Not too tough. If you know basic grammar, you can handle it. I could probably teach this. They'll stick with you for a bit, I said. Thanks, that's a lifesaver. I missed a lot of classes this year, so I've got gaps, she said. Balancing idle work and school must be brutal. Helping someone who's grinding like that can be a bad thing. Can we start with this page? She asked. Sure. So the translation here is I began. And just like that, a late-night study session kicked off. MIA school isn't exactly low tier, so she breezed through most problems without my help. When she hit a snag, it was stuff she'd missed in class. I explained it carefully, and she picked it up fast, so it wasn't much trouble. Hey, I said. What? She replied. Why do you try so hard at this? I asked. It's normal for a student to study, isn't it? She said. Sure, but that's not what I meant. I get what you're asking. Why bother studying when I'm already a successful idol, right? She said. Pretty much, I admitted. If you're that big as an idol, what's the point of sticking with school? Yet all three of them, her, Ray, and Cannon, kept at it. And seriously. For me, I guess I really want to at least graduate high school. One small slip, and everything we built could come crashing down, you know? Backup plan feels like the right word, she said. Fair point, I said. I think we all feel that way. But hey, Ray's where it gets personal, she said. Her eyes grew distant, her voice calm as she went on. I'm not busting but for every subject. The one I really want to nail is English, she said. Just English? I asked. Yeah, I want to speak it fluently, so I can live overseas someday, she said. Her words hit me hard, leaving me speechless. I don't have a concrete plan yet, but I want to be someone who can work abroad. Actress, singer, whatever, it doesn't matter, she said. That's a huge dream, I said. Yeah, probably my mom's influence. Before I knew it, I'd been carrying it forever, she said. MIA's mom is a famous actress, I'd heard. I don't watch much TV, so if I don't know her name, she might be big overseas. That explained the inspiration. Hey, Rintaro Cohen, you're aiming to be a stay-at-home husband, right? She asked. Yup, I said. Then why not come with me? She said. Our eyes locked, and time froze. Once her words sank in, I laughed it off as a joke. Huh, if you end up my wife in 5 or 6 years, they'll follow you anywhere. Devoting myself to one woman I love, that's my stay-at-home husband creed, I said. Huh, that bar's lower than I thought, she teased. Up to you. I'm not changing who I am or bending over backward to fit someone, I said. If I ever meet someone I'd twist myself for, that's the person I'd give my life to. But finding them? Not easy. I'd rather it not be easy. I live every day cool-headed to avoid getting swept up in fleeting emotions. Well, I'm already failing at the cool-headed part. I know. Heh, that's so you, she said. Living in a place where we know no one, just the two of us, doesn't sound half bad. Something happened? I asked. Her wistful expression didn't match her light tone, and I couldn't help prying. But Mia just shook her head. Nah, nothing, she said. All right, I said. For a while. Only the scratch of her pencil filled the room. Nothing. I'd heard that before, and to me, it sounded like there's nothing you can do. I'm no saint. I don't want to get tangled in messy stuff, and I'm no superhero who can swoop in and fix everything. So I didn't push further today. Maybe one day, if she sees me as someone truly dependable, she'll open up chapter 4. If this is youth, why am I even here? The question had been looping in my head for a while. Before me stretched a sea of bare-skinned people laughing and splashing in a vast, crystal-clear pool. The summer sun burned down on me, and I was already regretting coming here. Well, you Sukur, Rintaro, feast your eyes on my chiseled physique. Demoto bellowed. Yeah, cool it, Ruji. You're embarrassing yourself, Kakihara said. Standing with me by the poolside were my classmates Ruji Demoto and Yusuke Kakihara. Today was the pool day they'd invited me to. Having already shown off my swimsuit to Ray, I was free to hit up this massive facility packed with pools. Domoto ea, Ayuji, Yula in Yudo, right? Guess you train differently. You're pretty built for a go-home club guy. Rintaro, want to join judo? Demoto asked. Nah, I'm not big on competitions, I replied. I brushed off Demoto's relentless posing and invitation. It's not about judo specifically. Between my part-time gig with Yuzuki-sensei and looking after Ray, I've got zero room for clubs. Man, Azusa and them are taking forever, Kakihara muttered. Can't be helped. Girls take time to get ready, I hear, I said. Yeah, he sighed. Already, in our swimsuits, we were waiting by the poolside for the girls to emerge from the changing rooms. Those girls, of course, being Azusa Nikaido and Onoka Nogi. There they are. Demoto shouted. I looked up at his voice and saw two familiar faces stepping out of the changing room. Beside me, I could feel Kakihara staring. Sorry to keep you waiting, Nikaido said. My bad. Sunscreen took forever. Nogi chimed in. Nikaido wore a light blue and white frilled bikini. Nogi had on a yellow off-shoulder bikini. Both suited them perfectly, their natural charm shining through. Must be hitting Kakihara right in the heart. That looks good, Azusa, Kakihara said. Really? Thanks, that's a relief, she replied. Nikaido sighed in relief, pressing a hand to her chest, while Nogi piped up beside her. Hey, just Azurin. What about me? Nogi demanded. Oh, of course. You look great too, Onoka, Kakihara added. He, right? She grinned. Nogi had prodded him, but she seemed thrilled with the compliment. Honestly, Kakihara probably meant every word. Still, his eyes kept flicking toward Nikaido. So obvious, SH Shidokuen. Nikaido called. HM? I replied. A bad feeling crept up as I turned to her. She was blushing, fidgeting with her hands. Does it look okay? She asked. Igriegajia. Totally. The frills are cute and fluttery, I said. Few good. I had no clue what you'd like, so I stressed over it, she said. Idiot, don't say that. Kakihara's glaring daggers at me. Hey, let's race in that pool over there. Demoto shouted. Demoto, you're not thinking at all, are you? Bring it. Loser buys yakisoba from the stall. Nogi declared. Hell yeah. You're on. Demoto roared. Why? Idonwana. The two hyped-up idiots charged toward the 25-meter pool, ignoring the rest of us. That left me, Kakihara, and Nikaido in awkward silence. If this was how it'd be, I should have grudgingly joined Demoto's race. Nikaido's not great at sports, shed stay back, leaving her alone with Kakihara. All right, till I started. Races, huh? Kinda makes me want to jump in, Kakihara said. What? Hold up. I yelped. Ruji. Anoka. Wait up. He called, sprinting off. Moron. Where are you going, Kakihara? Don't you want alone time with Nikaido? To make your move? It's ugh, you know what I mean, Kakihara. They're gone. Nikaido said. Why you're not going, Nikaido-san? I asked. I'm not much of a swimmer, so I'll pass. I'm good with hitting the water slide later. You? She replied. Well, I said. Ich glänzte her. If I want to keep my distance, I should join their dumb race. But leaving someone as timid as her alone feels wrong. After seeing Ray get hit on, I'm weirdly paranoid. I don't want to leave you by yourself, so they'll stick around. I'm not big on races either, I said. Huh. That's your kind, Shiru-kun, she said. Am I? Just normal, I replied. Getting praise for this is embarrassing. Watching Ray get hassled by those guys taught me never to leave a girl alone, no matter the situation. Well, only when there's a crowd of strangers around, but still. You don't seem like you'd shut down a pickup attempt easily, I said. Ha, yeah, you're right. I'm kind of weak to pressure. I get hit on sometimes after cram school. Yusuke-kun's usually there to step in, though, she said. Oh, you guys go to the same cram school? I asked. Yep. We've been close since first year because of it, she said. Got it. Sounds like Kakihara's got a prime setup. Maybe he's just not seizing the chances he's got. So Yusuke-kun's like your knight in shining armor, I teased. Not really, she said. Ouch. Anyway, they're betting yakisoba, so let's grab drinks for them. I don't know their tastes, so can you pick, Nikaido-san? I said, pivoting. Oh, good idea. You're so thoughtful, Shiru-kun, she said. Ha, just normal, I said. Laughing it off, I headed to the stall with Nikaido. We got Coke for Demoto and Nogi, and a sports drink for Kakihara. Knowing their preferences like this shows how tight their group is. Damn it, I lost. Demoto groaned. Take that. Thinking you could beat the great Anoka-sama? Try again in 10 years. Nogi taunted. As we approached the 25-meter pool with drinks in hand, their race had just wrapped, their voices ringing out. Looks like Nogi won. No surprise, she's always second only to Ray in gym class hype. Oh, Azusa. Rintaro, where'd you go? Kakihara asked, spotting us with a hint of worry. Man, this guy might be more clueless than I thought. Got drinks. Pools can dehydrate you, right? Wanted to make sure you guys take breaks, I said. Whoa, you two are so considerate. Thanks. Nogi cheered. We handed drinks to the three. Hood climbed out of the pool. Maybe because they'd gone all out, they chugged like it was nectar. Phew, that's the stuff. Demoto exclaimed. Nothing beats soda after a workout. Nogi added. Honestly, chugging carbonation post-exercise isn't ideal, but they're not training for the Olympics. They'll let slide. So, what's the deal? Me and Yusuke, Anoka yakisoba? Demoto asked. Bit cheap, don't you think? You got drinks, so how about covering Azurin and Shittest yakisoba too? Nogi suggested. Ugh, fair's fair, fine. Losers don't get a say. Demoto grumbled. Just like that, our lunch was covered. Yakisoba costs more than drinks, so I'm coming out ahead. They'll roll with it, don't call me cheap. I'm cool with treating. Let's figure out yakisoba at lunch. Where next? Kakihara asked. The lazy river? Nogi said. Saw it over there. As Kakihara and Nogi hashed it out, I piped up like ID, just remembered something. Oh, Nikaido-san mentioned wanting to hit the water slide. Want to check it out? If no one else has plans, maybe we start there, I said. She did? Kakihara asked, looking at her. Nikaido seemed surprised, glancing at me, but when she noticed everyone's eyes on her, she scratched her cheek shyly. Why, I'm not great at swimming, so I thought something like that'd be fun, she said. All right, water slide it is. Let's go, Kakihara declared. Cool with you? He asked. Totally. Ruji, Anoka, you in? He added. They nodded eagerly. Perfect. The stage is set. When Nikaido mentioned the water slide, a plan to boost Kakihara's crush had clicked in my head. Smirking inwardly, we headed as a group to the big water slide. This water slide is for pairs only. Please line up in groups of 2. A staff woman called out. We joined the back of the line as she made her rounds. This slide was a long chute you rode in pairs, clinging to a float. That setup was exactly what ID banked on. Pairs, huh? What's the plan? Demoto asked. Someone's going to be left out, Nogi said. Kakihara kept sneaking glances at Nikaido, but said nothing. I don't blame him for chickening out. Asking someone to pair up here takes serious guts. Don't worry, Kakihara. He'll fix the odd number issue. Sorry, I kind of forgot to mention, but I got a fear of heights. I'd rather sit this one out, I said. What? For real? Nikaido exclaimed. The height thing's a lie, but it'd probably make my excuse more convincing. Dude, let's hit something else then. Sucks if you can't join, Demoto said. Nah, you forego. I'd feel bad if I stopped you. There's other slides that'll join you for those, I said. HM alright, he'll take you up on that. I've been dying to try this one. Demoto said. Nice, Demoto. I knew a thrill chaser like you wouldn't pass up the park's biggest slide. And once one's hyped, another's sure to follow. We're already in line, and I've wanted to ride this forever. Sorry, shouldn't mind waiting? Nogi asked. No problem, watch you all splash down, I said. You said it. I'm gonna make a killer entrance. Nogi grinned. And that's Nogi down. With the groundwork laid, the stage was perfect. I shot Kakihara a look and winked, signaling, now's your shot. Go. He caught it, his face lighting up as he nodded eagerly. Azusa, want to ride together? He asked. Huh? She said. Stealing himself, Kakihara made his move. This was in my water slide love strategy. Cringe name, I know. OS sure, Nikaido said. Sweet. Let's line up. He said. I didn't miss it, Kakihara, your little fist pump. Ugh, so in with Ruji? I wanted Azurin. Nogi whined. Deal with it. Put up with me for one ride, Demoto said. Huh. Ufine, guess, Nojistamid. Demoto's unusually smooth tone threw her off as she blushed. He glanced between me and Kakihara, then gave me a subtle thumbs up. God, he's got his best friend's crush figured out. Well, Shida-kun, we're off, Nikaido said. Yeah, have fun, I said, waving her off. She kept glancing back as I saw them go. Turning from the line of pairs, I headed to the splash pool at the slide's end. From here, I could catch them coming down. What am I doing? I plopped onto the poolside, staring blankly at the rippling water. Alone now, the absurdity of my actions hit me. Let's be real, my help only benefits Kakihara. If Nikaido's not into him, I might just be making things awkward for her. I know how it feels to have your options boxed in. What I'm doing, doesn't it just trample her feelings? No klua, imutaret. At first, I wanted to steer Nikaido's attention away. But now, having gotten a bit closer to Kakihara, part of me genuinely wants to root for him. If meddling in love is what youth's about, is this it? Youth might be crueler than I thought. I'm so not cut out for this, I thought, scoffing at myself. Yahoho, came a shout. Guess their turn came. Nogi and Demoto splashed into the pool. Kicking up waves, they popped up, laughing like kids. Hey, Shidu, how was our dive? Nogi called. Super flashy, I said. Right? Nailed it, Ruji. She cheered. They fist bump, hyped, handing their float to the staff. They climbed out and joined me to wait for the others. Hey, Shidu, Nogi said. HM, I replied. You've picked up on Yusuke's feelings, haven't you? She asked, glancing at the slide. I paused, then glanced at Demoto. He didn't stop her, so I nodded honestly. Yeah, he asked me to help. You two already knew. Huh, I said. Well, duh. We've hung out as a group forever, it's obvious. Honestly, it's weirder Azurin hasn't noticed. Or maybe she's pretending not to, scared of seeming full of herself, Nogi said. That's possible. I've watched them forever, Demoto chimed in. Anyone can see they're perfect together. But Yusuke's too shy, and Azusa's clueless, so it's been a headache. I kind of get that, I said. Right? So when you slickly nudged us toward the slide, I was like, nice one. Demoto said. Nogi nodded beside him. Me and Ruji, we've got this loud bull vibe, right? She said. Maybe, I said. So we don't totally get Yusuke's deal. Like, just go for it already. Maybe that's easy to say, cause it's not us. But if things stay like this, nothing will change. If you want to move forward, you've got to be ready to get hurt, don't you think? She said. She's not wrong. But it's easy to say when it's someone else's drama. I get Kakihara. We're different people with different mindsets, but anyone can understand the fear of breaking what you've got. Listening to them, it clicked, and I wished it hadn't. Kakihara knows. Deep down, he knows Nikaido doesn't feel the same. That's why he can't make a move. Why he hasn't. He's scared of getting hurt. Terrified. He's looking to us, to me, for the courage to face it. What happens after he takes that leap? Their group of 4, maybe they'll stay friends, unchanged. Or maybe it'll shatter beyond repair. The idea that I'm tangled in their crossroads, it's starting to freak me out. Whoa! A shout rang out. Eek! Came another. Their voices cut through our talk, brimming with fun. Clinging to a float, Nikaido and Kakihara slid down and splashed into the pool. Seeing them swim to the poolside, grinning, I felt a quiet relief. Enough for today. I've done my part in helping. They've got a solid bond already. I don't want to mess with anyone's love life anymore. Sorry to keep you waiting, especially you, Rintaro, Kakihara said. It's cool, don't worry. Watching you all splash down was fun, I said. Yeah? Then let's hit one you can enjoy next, he said. Damn, what a stand-up guy. Almost too good. He's right, though watching them look fun. Since I'm here, might as well dive in. Let's try that shorter one over there, Demoto suggested. Nice. We can all ride that one, Nogi said. Demoto pointed to a wide slide where everyone could pile onto a big float. Yeah, that'd be a group blast. Shido-kun, that one okay? Nikaido asked. Yup, that height's fine. Thanks for checking, I said. No problem. It's only natural, she said. The other 3 nodded. They're genuinely great people. No wonder they're at the top of the school social ladder. Will I ever be able to open up to them for real? I shook my head to clear the thought. No way our personalities mesh like that. What surprised me was feeling a twinge of sadness about it. After hitting the water slides and other attractions, we ended up at a terrace-like plaza lined with food stalls. A table just vacated by a family opened up, and we snagged it. A painful hit to the wallet, Demoto groaned. With pained expressions, Demoto and Kakihara set trays of yakisoba in front of us, the penalty for losing to Nogi earlier. Classic sauce-slathered yakisoba sat on the trays. Having worked up an appetite splashing around, someone's stomach growled loud enough to hear, though I couldn't tell whose. Sorry, Nikaido mumbled. Too cute, Azurin. Come on, boys, our adorable girls, starving, let's dig in. Nogi cheered. Ashonoka. That's embarrassing. Nikaido protested. Surprisingly, it was Nikaido's stomach. Kakihara jumped in to smooth things over. Let's eat. Here, itadakamasu, he said. Like we were back in home EC class, we clapped our hands together and dug into the steaming yakisoba. Delicious. Taste-wise, it was standard fare. But an empty stomach and this open-air vibe made it hit different, almost magical. It's like camp curry or barbecue. Guess the setting really does elevate a meal. So good. What is this? And Yusuker and Ruji's treat. Nogi crowed. Quit rubbing it in. But yeah, it's damn tasty. Demoto added. I got why Nogi and Demoto were so hyped. Even Nikaido, eating daintily beside them, couldn't hide a smile. What's next? I'm thinking we've hit most stuff. So maybe we split up and do our own thing for a bit? Kakihara suggested. Yusuker's got my vote. Let's roam free and meet up later at a set time, Nogi said. Everyone seemed on board, nodding silently in agreement. I was all for it too. Getting some space from Kakihara and Nikaido without overthinking it was a relief. Atsuza, Kakihara started. HM? What? She replied. Oh, Kakihara, the one who'd suggested splitting up, called out to Nikaido. Demoto and I exchanged a glance, silently watching where Thiz go. Want to hit the water slide again? The first one? He asked. Looks like he doesn't need my help anymore. If he's making moves on his own, he doesn't need my setups. Sure, I was hoping to ride it again, she said. Sweet. Let's go right after we eat. He said. You're so fired up, weird Yusuker, she teased. Nikaido didn't seem to mind, her expression soft. If they're willingly pairing off, what's my play? I glanced at Demoto, who, misreading me, entirely broke into a mischievous grin. I get it, Rintaro. You're itching for a swim-off, aren't you? He said. Not even close. No choice then. Next up, a battle for drinks. He declared. Heck yeah. I'm in again. Nogi chimed in. Bring it. This time it's a 3-way showdown with Rintaro. Demoto roared. Wrong, but whatever. Wandering alone would be boring. And mindlessly moving my body sounds fine. We finished eating, stood, and split into 2 groups. Kakihara and Nikaido headed for their first water slide. Demoto, Nogi, and I aimed for the 25-meter pool. All right, 50 meters. There and back, fastest wins. Demoto said, "Heh. Doesn't matter if it's round 2, I'm not losing." Nogi boasted. I joined their hyped-up energy, stepping into the pool and getting into position. Diving was banned for safety, so we'd start in the water. "Here we go. Ready, go." Demoto shouted. At his signal, we kicked off the wall. I tried focusing on my strokes, ignoring their positions, sounding cool. But honestly, I'm no swimmer. I just didn't have the brain space to track them. I churned my arms, crawling forward. When I hit the 25-meter turn, I caught a glimpse of them. Yeah, I'm screwed. They'd already turned and were ahead. I gave it my all, but catching up was a pipe dream. Guess a lame guy's epic comeback only happens in fiction. Hell yeah. How's that, losers? Demoto bellowed. He raised a victory cry. Nogi, who'd won the first race, stomped in frustration. Ugh, if my swimsuit hadn't slipped, I'd won. She groaned. Tough luck wins a win. Though Rintaro's dead last. Demoto teased. "Tsh, guess I'll take not second to last," Nogi sighed. Panting as I climbed out, they hit me with smug grins. Ugh, so annoying. "Coke for me," Demoto said. "Same," Nogi added. "That's what we bought earlier." "Fine. Losers don't get to complain." "God, I'll get you back someday," I muttered. "Bring it." Demoto laughed. Grabbing my wallet from a rented waterproof bag, I trudged to the stall. Beating the popular crowd would have been sweet, but no dice. Time to grab their drinks and move on. With this crowd, even buying drinks was a hassle. I weaved through, sticking to less packed spots. Before I knew it, I was near that water slide. The base was mobbed with people waiting, but the splash pool area was quieter. As I hurried past, 2 familiar figures caught my eye. "Azusa, I've got an idea," Kakihara said. I overheard them, sitting tiredly by the poolside. Instinctively, I ducked behind a nearby rock prop. Oblivious, Kakihara kept talking. "How about just the 2 of us coming back here?" he asked. Today was exhausting. Dragging myself through swim-induced fatigue, I somehow made it home. I still had work to do. Fighting the urge to crash, I showered, then headed to the kitchen. Naturally, to prep Reese's dinner. The shower woke me up enough to move efficiently, as usual. Footsteps echoed from the entrance. Ray was back. Tom had slipped by. "Welcome home," I called. "I'm home," she replied. After our routine exchange, she headed to the bathroom. I reheated the food, plated it, and set it up so she could eat right after her bath. This was practically muscle memory now. Satisfied with the spread on the table, I watched as Ray emerged, hair dried. "Sorry for the wait. What for dinner?" she asked. "Chinjo rosu and mapo tofu, a Chinese combo." "You said you wanted it," I said. "You remembered?" she asked. "Obviously," I replied. "A few days ago, Ray mentioned craving something hearty after intense dance rehearsals for their new song. To me, hearty screams Chinese food. I considered a garlic pack stamina bowl, but saved it for a busier day since it's quick to whip up. Honestly, you telling me what you want helps. Cuts down on menu stress," I said. "So I can request more?" she asked. "Bring it on," I said. Cooking for someone taught me that whatever is a food request is brutal. Ree's straightforward about her cravings, which saves me. If I were cooking for a picky husband, I'd lose it. Some might love the freedom to cook anything, but I bet that's rare. "For now, dig into what's here before it gets cold," I said. "Got it." "Itada kamasu," she said. The chinjo rosu, seasoned to perfection with oyster sauce, and the mapo tofu, made authentically with timianjiang and dabanjiang, were spot on. I knew from taste testing they'd be good, but paired with rice, I couldn't stop eating. "Rintaro, seconds," Ray said. "New speed record," I teased. Her first bowl vanished like she had a vacuum attached. Seeing her like this beyond just words makes cooking worth it. Chuckling at my own sappiness, I dished her another serving. We don't talk much during meals. Barely a word until we're done. Ree's too busy scarfing to speak. She hit her 4th bowl, and the heaping plates of chinjo rosu and mapo tofu were nearly gone. Right on cue. She set her chopsticks down with a clink. "Thanks for the meal," she said. "My pleasure," I replied. Lately, I'd gotten a read on her stomach's capacity. I gathered the spotless dishes and bowls, heading to the sink. Before washing, I tossed her fancy ice cream Shed bought apparently. Sweets are a separate stomach even after a feast. I finished the dishes quickly, wiped my hands, and sank into the sofa. I set a coffee ID brewed in front of her and settled in. The TV, left on, blared with celebrities' laughter. It was just past 8 prime time for variety shows. You don't go on these? I asked. Sometimes. Like before a new single drops, she said. Oh, promo stuff, I said. Sounds lame when you put it like that, but yeah, she replied. Small talk like this, it's comforting. Chilling in front of a variety show feels odd, but I sipped my coffee without a care. Something up? She asked. Why do you think that? I replied. You're sitting closer than usual, she said. Her words jolted me. I hadn't noticed, but the gap between us was smaller than normal. My face heated up instantly. Crap, this is mortifying. I moved to scoot away, but for some reason, Ray grabbed my arm. I let go. I need a cold shower. I stammered. No, you'll catch a cold, she said. I don't need logic right now. I protested. I squirmed to break free, but then I realized flailing might hurt her, and that'd be the worst. Guess my head's cooler than I thought. Fine, just let me sit properly, I sighed. Okay, she said. She released me as I settled back on the sofa. Something happened with Kakihara-kun and them? She asked. Not exactly, I said. Stubborn. At this point, dodging with half answers won't cut it. Might as well spill everything. It's Kakihara's private stuff, but after all his drama, consider this payback. Can you swear not to tell anyone? I asked. If you say so, I will, she said. All right, here goes, I said. Recalling the day, I laid it out for Ray. How I'd been cheering on Kakihara's crush. How I'd maneuvered him and Nikaido onto the water slide. And how had finally taken a step forward. How about just the two of us coming back here? The invitation Kakihara had mustered all his courage to say. And I'd overheard Nikaido's reply right there. It's way more fun with everyone. Want to ask the others later? That's what she said. I want to ask you, as a girl, what's that mean? I said, I'm no expert, but if I liked Kakihara-kun, I'd probably jump at the invite. Ray said. You thought so, I sighed. Just the two of us. Few would miss the weight of those words. Sidestepping it like that? It's a safe bet she doesn't feel that way. In plain terms, he's got no shot. Part of me hoped Kakihara's love would work out, given how long they've known each other. I wanted to think Nikaido had some spark of affection buried deep down. I really wanted her to, but my hopes were crumbling. Kakihara was crushed. I had no clue what to say to him, I said. Ditsgaindasat. Even if we're not close, his feelings were obvious, she said. You noticed too, huh? I said. When we did group stuff, he'd always invite me. We didn't hang out long, but it was super clear, she said. Got it. Kakihara, you're probably the only one who thought you were subtle. I get you're rooting for him. But that doesn't explain why you're acting off, she said. They'll skip some details, I said. I brushed my phone in my pocket. A message from Azusa Nikaido had come in earlier. Thanks for coming despite the last-minute invite. If it's okay with you, Shida-kun want to go somewhere, just us? That's what it said. I didn't want to expose her, so I kept the screen hidden. But I summed it up for Ray. Nikaido had asked me to hang out, just the two of us. That's Ray started. Yeah, probably what you're thinking, I said. Nikaido-san likes you, she said. Seems that way, I replied. What are you going to do? She asked. HM? Oh, I already turned her down, I said. Why? She asked. Why? Her free day happens to be when you invited me to that hotel. Your plan came first, and you're my top priority, I said. Even if Reese's invite was later, my life revolved around her. So, honestly, I'd have declined Nikaido either way. In backing Kakihara's crush, stirring things up with her would be the last thing I'd do. But Nikaido didn't do anything wrong, so turning her down stung. Hey, why are you smirking? I asked. I'd been agonizing over how to let her down gently, but Ray was grinning ear to ear. I'm number one in your top priority, she murmured. What's with you? You're creeping me out, I said. Don't mind me. Keep going, she said. Okay, I said. Confused, I chalked it up to Ray being Ray. Her quirky side's part of her charm, after all. Anyway, I got dragged others around, and now things are messier than ever. I thought this was the youth I dreamed of, but it's just depressing. It looks painful, miserable. I don't get what's fun about it, I said. The anime and drama vision of youth sweat, tears, and running toward something. As a high schooler, I figured I'd want to experience it once, but apparently am epically unsuited for it. All this haze stems from one thing: my ideals collapse. If this is youth, the world's got lousy taste. I know I sound ridiculous, I said. Then let's have youth together, Ray said. Huh? I blinked. I want to make your dreams come true, she said. Her sudden, absurd proposal left me dumbfounded. As if to corner me further, she leaned in, locking eyes with me. Let's make unforgettable memories at the beach, she said. Her words carried such force. I could only nod, overwhelmed. Chapter 5. Summer means the sea, summer means the beach. I'd heard that line plenty of times. It's not wrong, I guess. Outside of surfers or fishermen, most people don't hit the beach unless it's summer. But doesn't that make it less summer means the beach and more the beach means summer? Like, summer doesn't live in the beach lives in summer. Ugh. It's freaking hot. I yelled. I shouted at the sky, standing on a sun-scorched asphalt road where cars passed only occasionally, not a shred of shade in sight. I'd been desperately thinking about pointless stuff to distract from the heat, but it was useless. In the face of a sun hell-bent on roasting everything, human tricks stood no chance. Damn it, if I'd known it'd be like this, it'd taken their offer, I grumbled. Sweat dripped from my chin as I muttered to myself. This was a coastal prefecture far from Tokyo, a few hours by train, then an hour by bus from the station. And when I thought I'd finally arrived, it was another hour on foot. I'd left home at 7 in the morning, but somehow it was already past noon. All this to reach the beachside cottage hotel with a private beach where Ray and the others were staying. The plan was for me to join them after their swimsuit shoot wrapped and the staff cleared out, but damn it, who'd have thought it'd come to this? I'd worn a hat for sun protection, but the heat was piercing through. Maybe probably not, but maybe this road was built for cars, not walkers. It didn't feel pedestrian-friendly at all. No vending machines. Just weeds lining both sides, not a single tall tree to cast shade. Ray and the others offered to send a ride, but the clueless me from a few days ago turned it down. I'd love to go back and punch that guy, but wishes like that don't come true. I mean, but expect it to be this far. Since I'm not part of their work, there's no way I'd get taxi fare covered. That'd mean them paying out of pocket, and I couldn't let that slide, so I played it cool and refused. Big mistake. Let's be real. I want to go home. Hey, promised unforgettable memories. But my spirit was already cracking. HM, is that it? I muttered. Up ahead, a wooden house came into view. Unless it was a mirage, that had to be the cottage. Save the word slipped out like I'd been lost in the mountains. I'd downed all my water, and another step might have had me bracing for death. The thought of rest revived a sliver of my drained stamina. To enter the cottage, I'd need to swipe a guest card key at the gate or have someone open it from inside. Obviously, I didn't have a key, so the girls were supposed to let me in. I pulled out my phone and called Ray. Hello, I said. In my mug came a groggy reply. Fresh out of bed, huh? Super fresh, I teased. Morning? She mumbled. It's afternoon now. Can you open the gate? I'm starting to smell like I'm burning, I said. That's dramatic, she said. Shut up and open it, I snapped. Okay, she replied. A moment later, the gate creaked open. Stepping onto the property, I spotted familiar blonde hair approaching from the cottage. Welcome, Rintaro, Ray said. Hey, it's a hell of a trek out here, I complained. Sorry, didn't I mention? She asked. No, you did. You totally did. I'm just irrationally pissed at the summer heat, I said. Surprisingly level-headed. Come inside, it's cool, she said. I followed her into the cottage. The woody scent of the interior tickled my nose, and the air conditioning was blissfully chilly. Through the window, I could see the famed private beach, its waves sparkling as they rolled in and out under the sun. Plain water, okay? Ray asked. HM? Oh yeah, I said. Lost in the view, I hadn't noticed her move to the fridge. She tossed me a plastic bottle. Ice-cold water. I twisted it open and chugged. God, that's good, I gasped. Never seen you look this happy, Ray said. I'm feeling alive for the first time today. No wonder I look like this, I said. The heat in my body faded, my brain kicking back into gear. I don't love pushing my body to the limit, but if water tastes this good afterward, maybe it's worth it once in a while. Oh, look who finally showed up, Rintaro-kun, a voice called. HM? I turned. Mia was peering down at us from the open second floor. She descended to the first floor and grabbed the same water I was drinking from the fridge. You just wake up too? I asked. Yup. Shooting in that heat until yesterday took more out of me than I thought, she said. Oof, my bad, then, I said. That apology was for Ray. She's not a morning person. Getting woken up like this must sucked. No, it's my fault for making you walk this far. I should have forced you into a taxi, Ray said. Don't sweat it. A high school guy bursting with energy doesn't need that much coddling, I said. All right, I've got enough juice to play tough again. So where's Cannon? I asked. Oh, Mia started, pointing upstairs. A door creaked open, and half a head of red hair peeked over the railing. What? So noisy, Cannon mumbled. Cannon, Rintaro's here, Ray said. Huh? Finally? She replied. Cannon shuffled down the stairs, her hair loose. On stage, her twin tails were iconic, but with her hair down, she looked oddly mature. One problem, though. She was in what looked like a sleep cami, and a strap had slipped, nearly exposing her chest. I'm not interested, okay? That'd be a lie. Because it's a lie, I silently turned away. HM, why are you looking away? She asked. Cannon, your nipple's about to show, Ray said. Huh? Cannon blinked. Ray, that's way too blunt. Arintaro, you idiot. Pervert. Cannon yelped, not apologizing. You knew I was coming and still came out like that. I shot back. That's fair. Sorry, she admitted. Footsteps scrambled back upstairs. Her honesty's one of her good traits, really. No irrational rom-com slap to the face view. Oh, Rintaro-kun, we haven't had breakfast yet, Mia said. Just woke up, so yeah, makes sense, I replied. If possible. I'd love it if you could whip up some brunch, she added. Oh, I said. I glanced at Ray, who nodded in agreement with Mia. It's been a while since we had your cooking with all the shooting. I've been missing it, can you? Ray asked. Feels good to hear that. Got ingredients? I said. Tons in the fridge. Mostly barbecue meat, though, Ray replied. Barbecue, huh? Might set that up later. I opened the fridge, and sure enough, it was stocked. Veggies, meat, the works. Seasonings lean, bold, but unless I was aiming for some gourmet masterpiece, I'd manage fine. Guess I'll make salt yakisoba, I said. Something quick to knock out for now. I grabbed pork, green onions, cabbage, and what looked like barbecue noodles, stacking them up. Hiding my grin, I hustled to the kitchen. This cottage had an island kitchen, and I'd been dying to try it out. I tossed 4 servings of noodles onto a sesame oil pan, stir-frying them with bite-sized veggies and meat. Salt, pepper, a pinch of garlic, and a dash of soy sauce done. Normally, I'd think of a side dish, but the trek here drained me, so I'd slack a bit. Still this island kitchen? Not bad. It was IH instead of gas, which threw me off, but once I got the hang of it, the controls were slick. Plus, it was way roomier than the one at home. Space to move really is king. Smells good. Rintaro's cooking? Cannon asked. Yup, done. So keep it at the table, I said. Nice work. She cheered. Now in a t-shirt and shorts, Cannon vaulted from the stairs. The height was nuts, but she didn't bat an eye. Her athleticism's unreal. You whip stuff up so fast. Rintaro-kun and I could never, Mia said. This is nothing compared to the world's housewives. I'm still in training, I said. Might sound odd, but homemakers do incredible work daily. They'll always respect those pros. Flip it, and I could never do what you guys do. We're even, I added. Fair point, Mia said. Eat up. Portions are small for your morning stomachs, so don't complain. They'll stuff you silly at dinner, I said. I set the fresh yakisoba on the table, and we dug in. A single bundle of noodles wasn't much for them. They vanished in seconds. Guess I'll make dinner a barbecue blowout. Thanks for the meal, they said in unison. My pleasure, I replied. I stacked their plates with mine and headed to the sink. As I started washing, Ray appeared beside me for some reason. Rintaro, she said. What's up? I asked. We're hitting the beach after this. Change and meet us outside, she said. Right away, huh? I said. It was 1 p.m. prime beach time. Still looked scorching out there. I gotta keep the swimsuit from yesterday's shoot. It's different from the bath one, so look forward to it. She said. Cool, I replied. Don't judge the bland response. I can't just go, hell yeah, can't wait. Too embarrassing. Oh, then I'm confident too. Pero speak it mean it, mia din. I got a super cute one too. Get ready, Rintaro. Cannon added. They headed upstairs to change. Ray followed, leaving me behind. I finished the dishes, sighing alone. How much would someone pay for a scene like this? Surrounded by 3 top idols in swimsuits, it's more than a regular guy like me can handle. Not dislike, not joy, just overwhelming. If fans caught me, I'd be toast. The thought sends chills. Well, might as well enjoy it while it lasts, I muttered. It's a fleeting moment in life. Might as well make it count. I changed first, slipped on sandals, and headed to the beach. Even in just swim trunks, the heat was brutal. Feeling my skin sizzle, I gazed at the ocean. How long's it been? I wondered. Seeing the sea in person, not on a screen, had to be 10 years ago. Maybe more. I can't even recall when, so that says it all. Staring at it now, I felt a childish thrill bubbling up. The water was fairly clear, waves calm, perfect for swimming. Still, waiting here, I was already wishing ID stayed inside. Sweat wouldn't stop. This wasn't good, so I opened the cooler ID prepped. Like at the pool with Kakihara's crew, you don't notice dehydration in water. Hence the drinks within arm's reach. Passing out in a place this remote would suck. I murmured. Sipping water, I heard footsteps from the cottage. Turning, I saw 3 goddesses standing there. Rintaro-kun, kept you waiting, Mia said, waving. She wore a black swimsuit. The top's fabric was tied by a matching string, like shoelaces, and the bottoms had strings looping at her hips. A race-up design, probably. The tied gaps left her vibrant skin bare. It gave a modest vibe, yet oozed sexiness. Only MIA's proportions could pull off such a striking black swimsuit. Her chest, just shy of Reese in size, held its own with bold presence. The strings tugging across her cleavage, bluntly put, were hot. Ha ha ha. Feast your eyes on my swimsuit. Cannon bragged. Hands on hips, chest puffed out. Her swimsuit played up her charm perfectly. It was strapless, like an off-shoulder, but instead of lifting from below, it hugged her chest from the sides. A bandeau bikini, I think. My knowledge gets fuzzy here. Her toned, slender legs screamed health, drawing the eye naturally. Cannon's lively, bouncy vibe meshed flawlessly with a femininity that shouldn't coexist so easily. Rintaro, how's it look? Ray asked. And the last one, unlike her black one from before, Ray wore a white swimsuit. Delicate blue embroidery accented the fabric vibrantly. It was the classic bikini you'd picture standard stuff. Triangular patches supported her ample chest, highlighting a pristine cleavage. In terms of skimpiness, she edged out Cannon by a hair. Her pale skin was on full display. That whiteness felt otherworldly, like an elf from some fantasy realm. Not that I've seen one. Just a figure of speech. You guys trying to burn through my life's luck? I said. Is that a compliment? Mia asked. In my book, how much good karma does it take to hit the beach with 3 beauties like you? That's what I'm thinking. It suits you, I said. Oh, wow. Being praised so directly kinda, Mia stammered. Overloaded by the compliment, huh? In contrast, the red twin-tailed girl grinned wickedly. Well. Did you actually fall head over heels today? Swimsuit fetish, maybe? Want to get a closer look? It's fine, you know. Cannon teased. Your lines sound like an old lady, I said. What? I'm a fresh high school girl. She squawked. Calling yourself fresh just makes it worse. Ray and Mia nodded, clearly agreeing. Ugh. You guys too? Fine. Rintaro, I've got a request, Cannon said. What's with the sudden pivot? I asked. Know what this is, right? She said. She handed me something. Sunscreen, the skin's best friend. Bad burns hurt, so ID slathered some on too. Yeah, I know. So what? I said. Put it on, she said. Huh? I blinked. I'm saying put it on us. She clarified. My brain froze, failing to process. She's asking me to touch an idol's bare skin? What are you blabbering about? Want to get decked? I snapped. Violence already? Not the face. She yelped. I'm not hitting anywhere. Don't test me. I care about your safety more than anyone, you dimwit. I shouted. Don't mix kindness with insults. She shot back. All right. Yelling out calmed me down. Let's talk rationally now. Hey, you two. Can you translate what this clueless girl's saying? I asked. Clueless? Me? Cannon gasped. Who else? Didn't health class teach you not to let guys apply your sunscreen? I said. They don't get that specific. She retorted. Unless it's life or death, or you're dating having guy touch your skin feels sketchy. Yes, I'm ridiculously pure. It's not like I think accepting this would use up my luck and kill me tomorrow. Nope. I'm just worried about Cannon and them. Honest. Mia, who'd been chuckling at our spat, finally spoke up, resigned. Now, don't be too hard on Cannon. We're in on this too, she said. Huh? You guys think I'm some plant or something? I asked. More like we trust you not to try anything. Being top idols and all, it's almost a hit to our ego, she teased. I don't make moves without a damn good reason. Call it manly, I said. Then that's reassuring. You can apply it with zero ulterior motives, she said. GUH, wait. Am I getting played here? Not saying you do, all of us. Pick one, Mia said. Why not just do it yourselves? I groaned. Whoever you pick gets to share your room tonight, she added. Is this hell? I said. What kind of sadistic choice is that? I de-scoped out the cottage earlier, 2 bedrooms upstairs, each with 2 beds. Only 2 people per room. Agonizing over sunscreen's bad enough, but another layer of torture? This isn't a reward, it's punishment. Hell's a bit harsh. Sleeping with gorgeous girls like us? You should be grateful, Cannon huffed. Can't do it. And what's in it for you? Better than me crashing on the living room sofa? I asked. Boosts our confidence as women? Cannon tried. Got it. You're screwing with me for fun, I said. At my accusation, all 3 nodded in sync. Yep, and being toyed with. Final play along. All right. I just pick one, right? I said. What's with the sudden enthusiasm? Cannon asked, wary. Cannon, come here, I said. Huh? She squeaked. I grabbed her arm and marched to a parasol in the middle of the beach. A mat was spread beneath it for resting. I had Cannon lie face down. Wait. Me? For real? She stammered. Yup. Brace yourself, we'll do it right, I said. Wait. My heart's racing. Like crazy racing, eek. She yelped. I dripped sunscreen on her back, squeezing a generous amount into my hands. I rubbed them together carefully. Rintaro Ray said, What's up, Ray? I asked. You want to share a room with Cannon? She asked. Her voice was pained, almost wistful, as I met her gaze. Sighing, I beckoned her with my slick hands. Ray, come here. You too, Mia, I said. Me too. Mia asked. They approached without hesitation, standing on either side of Cannon. Setup complete. HM? I've got a bad feeling, Cannon muttered. Ignoring her, I gently placed a foot on her back. Then I rested each hand on Ray and MIA's backs. Here we go, I said. Rub, rub, rub. Moving my right foot and both hands deftly. I applied sunscreen to all 3 at once. Silence hung for a bit. Cannon, currently being stepped on, finally spoke. What's this treatment? Kicking an idol? She shrieked. You said whoever I pick shares my room, right? So I picked all 3. 2 of you can share a bed, so 2 rooms work. Ill sleep on the floor, problem solved, I said. Even so, why am I the only one getting stepped on? Bullying? Is this bullying? She wailed. Quit whining, or I'll unpick you and stick you in a room alone, I teased. It is bullying. Give me back my butterflies, she cried. So, she felt some butterflies? That's kind of cute. Still, I'm not into stepping on girls. Once the performance was done, I lifted my foot. Well, darn. He found a loophole. Very Rintaro-kun, Mia said. Sorry, I don't take kindly to being toyed with, I replied. It wasn't entirely a joke, Mia said. Huh? I said. Her gaze shifted to Ray. And Ray, looking faintly relieved, met my eyes. I wanted to share a room with you, she said. Seriously? I muttered. As usual, Ray drops lines that make anyone blush without batting an eye. I'm neither charmed nor starstruck, but it's hard to stay composed. My carefully guarded rhythm shatters in an instant, good or bad. It takes time to recover. Come on, enough flirting. Can you finish applying it? Half don't ask, just unsatisfying, Mia teased. Don't I get past now? I groaned. You started it now. Take responsibility, she said. Talk about misleading. Mia knows it too. Smirking the whole time. Was sly one. Fine. Setting aside her started a jab. ID already worked the sunscreen into my hands. Wasting it'd be a shame. All right. Just the backs, I said. Don't make it hurt, okay? Mia quipped. Cut it out. Seriously, I warned. I shot her a deadpan look as she kept teasing, then turned to Cannon, still sprawled out, to finish her first. I was already beat, and the night was still ahead. The more I thought about it, the more dread edged out excitement. Anyway, they said to apply it. So, starting with Cannon, I said, kneeling beside her, still prone. I placed my hands on her back, no foot this time. Picking her first was partly guilt for stepping on her earlier. I'd never admit it shed lorded over me if I did. Ah, cold. She yelped. Deal with it, I said. Needing more, I squeezed out extra sunscreen and worked it into her back. Not a single blemish pristine. What do you eat? How do you live to keep skin this flawless? You're pretty good at this, Cannon said. Is there a good or bad at slathering sunscreen? I asked. It's about technique. You wouldn't get it, she said. I blinked. No clue what she meant, but if she's not grossed out, that's fine by me. Done. Cannon thanked me, stood, and started on her front, facing away. Mia took her place, lying down. Next, me, she said. Got it, I replied. Like Cannon, her back was surprisingly toned, I noted as I applied the sunscreen. Starting at her shoulder blades, I worked down to her waist. She gasped. I froze. I'm not there. Rintaro Cohen, she murmured, voice sultry. She let out a suggestive moan when I brushed near her side. Stop it. I'm trying to zone out to some distant mental plane here. You're good at this, Rintaro Cohen, she said. Foot's looking good for you too, I warned. Wait. My bad. She laughed. She scrambled to stop me as I moved to step on her, giving a wry grin. Good. She gets it. Move tougher than I thought, she said. Learn your lesson and quit messing with me. I said. No way. Your flustered face is too fun, she teased. Demon Queen, thriving on my suffering. Illy's up for now. The princess looks mad, she added. Huh? I said. Glancing at Ray, I saw her pouting at us. Yeah, she needs attention ASAP. Phew, thanks. Your turn, Ray, Mia said. Okay. Hey, replied. Mia got up, and Ray lay down. Rintaro, please, she said. Right, I said. What's with this? Her blatant affections, shaking even my iron resolve. Plus, seeing her bare skin brought back that bathhouse moment, heating my cheeks. No, reacting here ends my life. I shut my eyes and touched her back. Can you rub it in harder? She asked. Puffed. I choked. That was close, almost a nosebleed. Unlike Mia, her sultry tones pure instinct, so I can't call her out. I knew it, but she's the worst at throwing me off. Doing it naturally makes it brutal. Mima, she gasped. Ray toned down the noises, I pleaded. But it tickles, Rintaro, she said. She's a walking weapon. Reason and desire are rioting inside me. Come on, Rintaro, you've got this. Cage that beast with sheer will. They're not there, she murmured. I hit my limit. Desperate, I shot a look at Cannon. Need my help? She asked. Please, I begged. Grit your teeth, she said. Her fist swung, landing square on my cheek. The pain was a godsend. The sting cleared my head, sending desire packing for now. Thanks. Save me, I said. No probe. We help each other out, she said. Cannon and I might make great friends someday. Her loud mouth's the only flaw. So those noises get Rintaro Cohen going? Huh? Mia noted. You're no saint either, I snapped. Tossing a jab at Mia, I finished Reese back. Phew, finally done. I patted her back to signal I was finished, and she stood, breathing unevenly. She's seductive in everything. Thanks, Rintaro. Felt good, she said. Cannon and I burst out laughing, and even Mia stifled a chuckle. Ray was the only one clueless about our reaction. Anyway, done. You guys swimming? I asked. Not yet. You're not finished, Ray said. I already did mine, I started. Before I could finish, Mia and Cannon grabbed my arms. Stunned, I was flipped face down onto the mat where Ray had been. Might want to reapply. Burns are no joke, Cannon said. Yeah, we can't just let us return the favor. Nice and thorough, Mia added. I thrashed to escape, but against their trained physiques, I was outmatched. The awkward position didn't help, and, as I reeled, Ray climbed onto my back. No escape. Rintaro, hold still, she said. Estop, I stammered. A shiver of pleasure shot through my back. That was brutal, I groaned. You mean amazing. 3 idols all over you, Cannon said. I want to respect my body more, I muttered. That's not a guy's line, she shot back. Slathered head to toe, I sprawled under the parasol, wiped out. Haven't even hit the water, and am too drained to stand. Meanwhile, the culprits were buzzing, the victim-perpetrator gap painfully clear. Even so, one of them reached out. Rintaro. Let's go. Ray said. Yeah, I replied. Can't say no to her. Taking her hand, I stood. We headed for the blue sea. Dipping my ankles in, the cool water soothed my veins, lowering my body heat. This is nice, I sighed. Rintaro? Ray called. HM? Ga. I yelped. Turning toward her voice, I got a face full of water. My mouth turned salty, and I spat it out. What was that? I shouted. Give me back if you're mad. She taunted. Come on, I'm not that childish. Wait, maybe this is the time. In a place like this, with no one else around, acting mature might be dumber. Reese trying to hype things up. I'd be a fool not to join in. Fine. Feast your eyes on my dishwashing honed water skills, I said. That's probably not Ack. She squealed. Gotcha. I grinned. Scooping water, I splash her. See me get into it, she smirked and fired back. Quit flirting already. Cannon yelled. Lesson on it. Mia added. Splashing through, Cannon and Mia joined the fray. For high schoolers shrieking and splashing like kids. Normally, I'd cringe just watching. But diving in head first, not half bad. Take this for all my grudges, Ray. Cannon shouted. Ahei gasped. Dojin kanozi splash. Hey stumbled. She crashed into me, and we toppled into the water. Her golden hair swayed in the cool blue depths. Bubbles escaped my lips as I marveled at her beauty. Guess summer's not so bad after all. Chapter 6. Command Power were playing beach volleyball. Cannon suddenly declared this to us as we were rehydrating after coming out of the sea. She held the ball in her hand, raising it triumphantly toward the sky. 4 of us will rally, and whoever drops, it has to do one thing each of the other 3 says. Don't just decide that on your own. What? You chickening out? A vein probably popped on my forehead as Cannon grinned mockingly. Sure, we're having fun at the beach, but there's a time to act mature. In short, I wasn't going to fall for such provocation. Bring it on. Imin, or so I thought, until those words left my mouth. I'd already taken a bait. No turning back now. Maybe I regret it just a little. That's the spirit. You 2 are in, right? Obviously. I wouldn't miss something this fun, Mia said, with Ray nodding beside her. And so, our sandy death match was set. Cannon moved a bit away from the water's edge and drew a large circle in the sand with a stray branch. If the rule was just whoever drops the ball loses, someone could just smash it far out of reach, right? So, if the ball lands outside this circle without being touched, it's the fault of the last person who hit it. Smart. That way, the game won't end too quickly, I said. Each person gets 2 lives. You lose a life if you drop the ball or hit it out of the circle like I just said. Oh, and if the same person touches the ball twice in a row, that's a lost life too. For an impromptu game, the rules were solid. Without the penalty, this could have been a blast. What happens if there's a standoff? Ray asked, raising a valid point. If the ball fell between 2 people, they might both hesitate, refusing to hit it. Then it'd take the blame. If a standoff happens, it's a miss for both. Communicate to avoid dropping it. Also, if someone claims they'll hit it but doesn't, that's a miss too. Got it, Ray said. Another good rule. This would prevent standoffs, and banning fake-outs was a sharp call. Imagine if I had 2 lives left, and Ray had one. If I said, I've got it, to stop her from moving, the ball could fall between us. For the standoff rule, we'd both lose a life, and ID win by default. But that feel hollow. What can we make the loser do? I asked. Anything within reason, I guess. You guys aren't the type to go overboard, Cannon said. Fair enough. Nobody's planning cruel demands. Maybe just something to fluster the loser a bit. Now, everyone, take your positions. With the unique tension of a penalty game looming, I stepped into the circle. It felt wider inside than it looked from outside. There's no grand strategy, but the key is dropping the ball in tricky spots. Ideally, right on a line hard to judge if it's in or out. That hesitation could force a mistake. Easy win. But I've never really done this. I barely remember volleyball outside gym class. I know the basics of passing and receiving, but feeling the ball's impact. No clue. Let's do a practice round to confirm the rules. Dropping it here won't cost lives, Cannon said. Relief washed over me. Good. I can get a feel for the ball. We rallied a few times for practice. Hitting it cleanly was tough. I flubbed a few. Letting it roll, but I got better with repetition. As long as I stay focused, I shouldn't botch it too badly. All right, let's go for real, Cannon announced. Here we go. A distinct tension rippled through the circle. Cannon floated the ball, then gently tossed it skyward with her fingertips. The softly spinning ball drifted slowly toward me. This I can handle. Mimicking the standard volleyball receive, hands clasped, arms extended, I sent the ball high. It peaked, then began its descent right between Ray and Mia. Nailed the placement, if I do say so myself. Hey, I've got it, Mia called. Ray froze mid-step, letting Mia slide into the ball's path. Like Cannon, she tossed it up with her fingertips. The toss arced toward Ray. Hood just halted. Perfect, Ray muttered. She leaped, arching her body backward like a bow. The motion sparked a memory. Last summer, before break. Gym class. ID leaned against the wall, watching Ray soar above the net, slamming a spike into the opponent's court. This is bad too late. Her hand unleashed the ball with terrifying force, rocketing toward me. ID underestimated her. Nothing in the rules bans spiking. It's a legit, aggressive tactic. GHH, I had to receive it. Luckily, this ball was bigger and softer than a regulation volleyball. It shouldn't hurt much to block with my arms. Or so I thought. What the? My arms creaked under the impact. I bent my knees, using my Botus spring to absorb the force. But the ball's momentum didn't relent. A heavy thud echoed as it blasted out of the circle. I gaped as it rolled across the sand. No way, Ray. Nice one. Cannon cheered. He snorted smugly. Rintaro, one life left, she said. You had hit me. Rash targeting me. She's dead set on making me obey her. I want to give Rintaro an order. So, I'm coming for you, she declared. Bring it, I shot back. Nope, backing down after that challenge. I've got the edge. Reese fixated on beating me, but I just need to avoid losing. In this battle royale, singling someone out is tough. As long as she's obsessed, I can win this. With that conviction, I picked up the stray ball. Restart goes to the one who messed up, right? Yup, all good, Cannon said. All right. I spun the ball in my hands, thinking calmly. Reese spikes are brutal. Even if I block one, ITLL probably fly out of the circle, costing me the game. So, there's one play. Hit low to Ray. That's it. I floated the ball, giving a light toss. A toss this low would get me booed in a real match, but it headed straight for Ray. NGH as expected, she couldn't spike. She switched to a receiving stance, popping the ball high with her arms. It was hard to tell from the height, but it definitely landed inside the circle. Cannon closest chased it, going for Rintaro. Huh? Not bad. Picking off the wounded is classic. She teased. What? Spouting nonsense. She dashed forward, flicking the ball with one arm. It sailed back toward MIA's position. Well, they'll play it safe until my lives are at risk, Mia said casually. Her light tap sent the ball surprisingly accurate for such a lazy hit back to Cannon. Crap, that's a perfect spiking chance for her, and a massive problem for me. If Ray can spike like that, the other two probably aren't far behind. Thinking I could win was a mistake. Cannon arched her body, poised to unleash a monster spike. Her target was unmistakably me. This is it, Rintaro, she shouted. Oh, right. Cannon's chest size is what tray you blabbing about. You idiot, Mia. Caught off guard by the taunt, Cannon redirected her aim midair. Her new target, Mia. The ball rocketed toward her with face-crushing force. But too easy, Mia said. She dodged with a slight tilt of her head. The ball didn't slow, crashing into the sand outside the circle with a thud. Cannon's miss. You set me up. Cannon yelped. Don't make it sound so bad. I just happened to recall your measurements. Mia teased. Don't say it. Don't you dare. Is that a cue? Well then, from the top, 7, it's not a cue. Stop. Help. Why is she begging for mercy? Ignoring Cannon's meltdown, I glanced at Mia. You stood near the line to bait her, didn't you? Nice. Heh. Ending the game, too soon's no fun. Try to take my lives if you can, she replied. Talk big, huh? They'll make you eat those words. Thankfully, Cannon's easy to rile. Ray and Mia still have 2 lives each. Taking them down solo feels impossible. Rintaro, want to team up? No, you have to. We can't let those 2 run wild. Cannon said, was just thinking the same. Count me in. Give me some good tosses, all right? Exactly. If I can't do it alone, we'll work together. Both down to 1 life. We can't afford to clash, could lead to a standoff and mutual loss. First, we bring Ray and Mia to our level. That evens the playing field. Is teaming up allowed? Ray asked. If I say it's fine, Cannon declared. With that absurd logic, she launched the ball. It came to me perfect height and speed for a toss. Go, Cannon. Mimicking MIA's earlier move, I sent up a solid toss. Not bad for my first try. Nice, Cannon shouted. Kicking up sand, she leaped, arching her body for momentum. Her target, Mia, guessed the size jab still stings. But she didn't spike right away. Sorry, Rintaro, as Cannon spoke, she twisted her body in midair. All I need is to avoid being the one stuck with the penalty game. With a whip-like motion of her arm, she unleashed a spike straight at me. The incredible leap and flexibility of her body produced a ferocious strike from an impossible angle, one that would be nearly impossible to block on first sight. But if you're prepared, that's a different story. Exactly as I predicted, Cannon. ID tossed the ball expecting betrayal from start. After all, it'd be far more efficient for her to target me, one mistake away from losing, than to cooperate when there was no real benefit for her. No matter how powerful her spike, it paled compared to one launched from a proper stance. If I knew it was coming, even I could return it. Huh, what's that supposed to mean? Death to traitors, take this. I caught the spike square with my arm. If I deflected it straight, it should land right at Cannon's feet. But of course, things don't always go so smoothly. Despite being weaker than her earlier spike, the impact overwhelmed me. The ball veered off in a wild direction, spinning fiercely as it flew. By sheer coincidence, it headed right between Ray and Mia. Ill caught off guard, both shouted at once. Their hesitation froze them in place, and the ball, skimming just above the ground, landed untouched on the sandy beach. What's this? Oh, it fell between them, so they both lose a life. Nice one, Rintaro. That's the power of teamwork, says the traitor. W, what are you talking about? I shot Cannon a sidelong glare, and she turned away, whistling poorly. Well, I'll let it slide. After all, I managed to chip away at the lives of the 2 most troublesome players. We got played. I couldn't tell who should have gone for it. So frustrating from here. One mistake from anyone would decide the loser and end the game. Ray and Cannon would likely hesitate to hit aggressive spikes, wary of slipping up. My strategy stayed the same. Play defense, wait for their mistakes. No way am I taking that penalty game. Since it was both their misses, either can restart. Right? Saud's fine. As long as they agree. Got it. Ray, who's going first? Mia, and Ray conferred, ultimately deciding Mia would serve. Twirling the ball in her hands, Mia eyed each of us in turn. So, there's no rule against spiking right from the restart, is there? You wouldn't. Right now, I can slam this ball at anyone I choose. Any last please? We stepped back, sand crunching underfoot, as Mia flashed a wicked grin. Ray or Cannon might block it, but if she hit it straight at me, I'd be toast. I had to avoid being her target at all costs. I saw this blue gem necklace at the station that looked great on you. Mia, I was thinking of getting it for you, haha. Interesting. Mia listened to Cannon's pitch with a smirk. Ray, standing beside me, looked like she regretted staying silent. So, Cannon's offering a gift. What about you? Hey, let's go eat spicy food together. Whoa, you always refuse when I bring it up, but now you're game? That's a solid plea. Spicy food? I could whip that up any day. Wait, that's it. And last but not least, Rintaro. Any final words? They'll cook for you for a week, separate from Ray. Well. All right, I've made my choice. Mia tossed the ball high. With a powerful step and swing, she launched her arm upward. And my target is you. A spike rivaling Reese and cannons rocketed forward. It's destination cannon. Why me? Sorry, cannon. I already bought that necklace myself, you idiot ugh. Cannon's desperate receive barely connected, sending the ball careening off. It looked like it was heading my way, but with that speed, it'd sail out of bounds. Certain of victory, I held my ground. But then, tragedy struck. A fierce gust roared across the beach. The oversized softball we were using slowed drastically under the wind's force. What should have gone out landed just inside the circle. Crap, I was closest to the ball. If it dropped, it'd be my mistake. I couldn't let that happen. Reach. I dove, shouting, and stretched out not my arm, but my leg. Sliding under the ball, my foot connected with a solid thud, sending it upward. I blocked it, but my heroic moment ended there. Cannon's failure to kill the spin left the ball twisting wildly. Instead of flying inward, it spiraled out, landing with a soft thud on the sand outside the circle. Yes. Don't underestimate my luck. No way. I stared blankly at the ball rolling before me. ID lost. That much was clear. Someone tapped my shoulder. Rintaro, you're done for. Yeah, I know. So what should I make you do? As I stood, Mia and Cannon grinned mischievously. Ray was subtler, but her hands were unmistakably in a victory pose. Looks like I had no allies here. Your Highnesses, name your wishes. Calling us princesses? That's the spirit. What should we do, girls? Would treating them like royalty lighten their demands? Oblivious to my scheming, the three huddled right in front of me, whispering, maybe I should bolt, though they'd probably catch me. For me, not now. They'll save it for later. Oh, that's allowed, Rintaro. Getting a reprieve from Reese's command was unnerving in its own way, but she seemed the least likely to demand something brutal. If I could delay it, that'd be a win. Fine by me. Forgetting about it entirely would be even better. No chance. He'll remember forever. Figures. If Ray says she'll remember, she means it. If that's allowed, they'll pass for now, too. Nothing's coming to mind here. Same for me. In the end, no one issued a command. But postponing everything meant I'd have to stay on edge indefinitely. Please, go easy on me? Well, consider it. They'll think about it. Maybe. Yeah, I'm doomed. The demonic game masquerading as beach volleyball ended, and we spent the rest of the day enjoying the ocean in peace. We swam, tried building sandcastles, failed miserably, buried Cannon in the sand instead, made her split a watermelon the staff had apparently prepared, and spun her dizzy with a bat in the process. By sunset, even the inexhaustible trio was wiped out, and we trudged back to the cottage. The temperature had dropped, and swimsuits were starting to feel chilly. The girls changed in the locker room, reappearing in casual clothes, t-shirts with skinny jeans or shorts. Nothing fancy, but their idle charisma made even that look stunning. I never quite got used to their swimsuit glow either. Of course, I was just as drained as they were, barely wanting to move. But I still had one job left. All right, guys. Barbecue time. Yes, been waiting for this. Ignoring the fact that they weren't guys, the four of us teamed up to haul ingredients to the outdoor kitchen attached to the cottage. The meat, sausages, and more weren't cheap cuts, but quality, well-prepared stuff. Grilled over charcoal. They'd be incredible. Rintaro, grill lots of meat. Hold on, I haven't even started the fire yet. Reigning in recent patience, I set up the charcoal and lighter fluid. I'd never done an outdoor charcoal fire before and had secretly always wanted to try. Heart racing, I followed the fire starting guide from the cottage. As a first-timer, it wasn't smooth sailing, and after a good 10 minutes of struggle, I finally got a proper fire going, a wave of triumph washing over me. Rintaro, you had a boy's face. Huh? Well, I'm a guy. No, that's not as hard to explain. What did she mean? She didn't seem sure herself, so I guess I wouldn't get it either. Sorry for making you all wait. No waities. Watching you get all focused kept us entertained. What's with you guys always on about my face? Was I making that word a face? Whatever. Time to make up for the wait by grilling some meat. I laid sausages and vegetables on the grill over the coals. I skewered some block meat for easy handheld eating. Some pieces I demarinated in a quick soy garlic sauce for variety. These little touches were what made cooking fun. The girls, lounging in outdoor chairs. Watch my every move. They weren't in the way, but it felt a bit awkward. You're making this harder than it needs to be. Sorry. It's just fascinating. Fascinating? What was she, a scientist now? What was so interesting about a guy working quietly? We don't often get to see you cook up close like this. It's kind of refreshing. Oh, that's all? Nothing exciting about it. It's not exciting, but I can't stop watching weird, right? That's my line, but fine. Ignoring them, I kept at it. The fire was solid for a first attempt. The beef would hit perfect doneness soon. All right, this should do it. I plated the grilled meat, adding veggies for color. Sure, it's just barbecue, but as the cook, I wanted it to look as good as it tasted. Food's up. These are marinated. Those are salt and pepper. Both are killer, so eat as much as you want. Thanks for the meal. Dig in. They were clearly starving, tearing into the meat like wolves. Even if it was just grilled, seeing them devour my cooking warmed my heart. Good? Rintara, you sure this is just grilled? Yeah. The doneness is perfect, not too soft, not too tough. Just right. Guess I nailed it for you then. Doneness? You know, like with steak rare? Well done, that stuff. Fancy terms, but it's just about how cooked it is. Basic stuff you'd hear at any steakhouse. I get that, but you're seriously tailoring it to our tastes even now? Of course. What else would I do? I'm impressed. Serving bad food isn't an option. My pride wouldn't allow it. I spare no effort to make something delicious. This sauce is insane, dangerously addictive. Glad you like it. That's my original recipe. When did you make this? Whipped it up with lunch. You are the best. Stop. You make me grin like an idiot. If you want anything cooked differently, just say so. Can't fix what's done, but I'll keep it in mind. Oh, I do prefer mine a bit more cooked. Not big on rare. Got it, canon well done. Well done means cooked through, no pink left. I glanced at Ray, who shook her head. I'm good with this. Totally satisfied. So Ray and Mia are medium. Noted. Medium leaves a hint of pink, halfway between rare and well done. I could grill cannons separately to save a bit of hassle. ID said ID go all out, but streamlining work was nice. Hey, we've been leaving all the grilling to you. Don't you want to eat more? I can take over. Appreciate the thought. But I'm doing this because I want to. If you're itching to grill, they'll step aside. It's not that if you're good, they'll leave it to you. I doubt ID do better. That's high praise. If it's high praise, wipe that smug look off your face. Oops, guess my ego was showing. I've never said it outright, kind of embarrassing, but I love cooking this much because they eat my food and tell me what they think. The more I cook to make people happy, the more motivated I get. I want them to say it's delicious. That drives become my fuel. Eat up. They'll keep grilling as much as you want. In high spirits, I tossed more meat on the grill, nibbling on some myself when I could. We all savored the barbecue. So full. Can't eat another bite. Cannon's voice echoed into the night sky. Determined to broadcast her fullness, she sank into her chair, patting her stomach. No way Shed let her fans see her like this. Thanks, Rintaro. Everything was amazing. The doneness was my strong suit, but the ingredients deserve the credit. And thanks for letting me crash your vacation. It was more fun than I expected. Good. I'm glad. Hayes Milid, Hilievid. I meant every word. Hanging out with them, no pretenses, never got boring. Sure, beach volleyball was a nightmare, but betting on penalty games with friends? That was new for me. How can that be fun? Rintaro, that face is unfair. Huh? You guys have been ragging on my face all day. And whose fault is that? What? MIA's jab left me clueless. I can't see my own face without a mirror. Well, dinner's done, so let's get ready for bed. Showering right before sleep's a hassle, right? MIA's sensible suggestion got nods all around. It was barely 8 o'clock, plenty of night left. To make the most of it, we needed to wrap up the essentials. Rientaro, what's with that creepy tone, Cannon? Could you insult me a bit less harshly? Your voice was creepy. What can I say? Dreading what came next, I urged her on. You're not thinking of soaking in our bathwater, are you? Why would I want to dip in soup flavored with your skin oil? Your phrasing. Watch it. Even with family, ID hesitates sometimes. No matter how famous the idol, that's a hard pass. I've never shared bathwater with Ray either. In summer, I skip soaking altogether, so it's a non-issue. This cottage wouldn't change that. ID shower and be done. Want me to go first, then, before we fill the tub? That's kind of boring. Is there such a thing as boring bathwater? Look, we got guys and girls under one roof. I was hoping for some thrilling mishaps. There's Mia with her troublemaker face. I just want to wash in peace, no mishaps required. Oh, how about this? Rintaro, I'm using my command right now. Hey, what are you ordering? Haha, how about you keep me company for my entire bath? Mia teased with a sly look. Suddenly, Ray slammed the table. Her face was desperate, radiating intensity. He'll use my command to veto that. But your command's for him, not me. Then he'll order Rintaro to ignore you. Smart. Tad de mine. But, Ray, isn't that a waste? Huh. I'm only saying we bathe together wearing swimsuits, obviously. Nothing more. But you've already bathed with him. Haven't you? Yeah. Don't just blurt that out. Look at Cannon freaking out. Then why not go bolder? You've got the power. True. Reese completely in MIA's trap. I watched her get played, staying silent. I couldn't refuse a command anyway. Butting in might inspire worse orders, making it seem like I wanted them. No thanks. ID stay passive. That's the only way. So my command stands. Let's fill the tub. You're soaking in this heat. Of course. It's good for recovery. Unless you're allergic to hot water. Right now, I wish I was. Then we're all set. Let's prep. ID never regretted losing more than now. What do my A's deal with me? If she said she wanted to mess with me by making me fall for her, ID believe it, swallowing my pride. I glanced at Ray and Cannon for salvation. Hey, what's this about bathing together? Spill it. Okay, no help there. Game over. Resigned. I started prepping to bathe with Mia. The sound of the shower echoed in the bathroom. Standing before me was Mia, changed back into her swimsuit from casual clothes. How's the water, my dear guest? Holding the shower head, she slowly poured warm water over my feet, just as Ray had once done. As she did, Mia gently placed her hand on my chest. Despite my efforts to stay detached, my heart leapt sharply. I was less rattled than with Ray, because I could just barely tell Mia was here to tease me. Her lack of innocence made it easier to hold on to reason. Planning to open a hostess club, or something? Hee, just wanted to play a little make-believe. Did I get under your skin at all? Cut it out, trying to keep my head clear by not thinking about the fact that I'm in a bath with a girl. Oh, seems you were already plenty aware. You're so unshaken. I was starting to think you were numb to it all. That's harsh. I'm always holding back, you know? Even when you egged Ray on, I gritted my teeth and endured. I desperately restrained the urge to reach out, clinging to the status quo. In the end, I'm just a cowardly guy. No matter how captivating the girl in front of me, I can't cross that line. You're keeping that line drawn, staying just friends for our sake, right? No idea what you're talking about. I mean, it wouldn't hurt if you made a move, just a little. Huh, nothing, forget it. I'm no saint myself, but you're not exactly honest either, are you? If ID lived honestly, I wouldn't even be here. Fair point. I chose to ignore that one line from Mia. Her tone lacked its usual teasing edge. It must have slipped out unintentionally. She changed the subject because it touched something she didn't want exposed. If that's the case, I'll respect her wishes. Right now, I can't do anything for her, or so it seems. Since we're here, how about you wash my hair? Hey, that wasn't part of the command. Come on, it's no big deal. Don't be stingy, okay? Being called stingy stirred some rebellious streak in me in the end. I stood behind Mia as she sat on the bath stool, squeezing shampoo into my palm. I worked my fingers through her wet hair, moving gently to create foam. Maybe because she takes such good care of it, her hair was surprisingly smooth, making it kind of fun to wash. Oh, this feels better than I expected. I get it. I don't mind being washed either. Oh, should I do you next? If you're better than Ray, I might let you. TCH, Ray already got to it? Never mind, then. I don't do seconds. You're the one who put that idea in her head, you know. True enough. It was a strangely serene moment. As my hands worked quietly, MIA's head swayed slightly with my movements. Finding it amusing, I couldn't help but crack a smile. Something funny? Nah, you're not spiking my hair up yelling Super Saiyan. Or anything, are you? Nope. Want me to? Think it suit me? Totally. Then maybe not. TCH, too bad. Finishing up, I grabbed the shower head and rinsed the foam from her scalp. Once it was all gone, I hung the shower back up. There, done. Thanks. Conditioner? I use a leave-in after, so I'm good. Got it. Then I wash my own hair, rinsing it off. Wiping water from my face, I open my eyes to find Mia smiling at me for some reason. Rintaro, you're all done too. Now my body? You're making me wash that too? I've got sunscreen on already, so no need to be shy, right? Well, true. Unlike Ray, you can use a sponge with me. Fair enough. Ray had used her bare hands, so a sponge felt like an improvement. I lathered up body wash and lightly scrubbed MIA's back as she sat again. Now that I think about it, this is pretty embarrassing, isn't it? You're the one making me do it. Don't be so stiff about it. Hey, what? Why are you okay with this? What do you mean? Common sense says letting some random guy touch you like this is weird. Staying over together is one thing, still high schooler stuff. I get that, but this is I stopped scrubbing and looked up. I understand why Ray gets close to me. Her affection is so obvious. You'd have to be a clueless protagonist to miss it. I haven't pinned down why she likes me, but her actions make sense. With Mia, I know she doesn't dislike me. If she did, she'd have vetoed me joining this trip. But not disliking me doesn't equal liking me. Logically, I can't believe Mia has feelings for me. Sometimes she teases openly, sometimes not. And no matter how much time we spend together, the Mia in front of me remains elusive. Almost like she's fictional. I like you more than you think, you know? She turned and said it plainly. They'll save the details for another time. There's a right moment for these things. All right. I backed off easily. If she wasn't spilling now, no amount of pressing would change that. Pushing would only breed stress, nothing else. Knowing there's some reason behind it was enough for now. I don't have a single negative feeling toward you, so relax. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. Can you keep going then? Yes, milady. Downgraded from princess already? Calling you princess makes me feel like a prince or something, and that's awkward. Milady just makes me a servant. Rintaro is my servant, not bad. I'm already cooking for you for a week after this, so I'm basically your servant anyway. Oh, you remembered. I'm impressed. That beach volleyball promise was seared into my brain. Even if it's inconvenient, breaking a deal goes against my code. Speaking of, why did you go along with her request before? Huh. I know it's not exactly wholesome for guys and girls our age to bathe together. This time with me is just a penalty game. But with Ray, it wasn't, right? Yeah, I could have said no, but I did not saying. Stingy. You didn't spill either. We're even. Tichiaka. Fine. Mia didn't press further. One reason I like Mia and all three of Millefield's stars is that they don't pry into things you want to keep hidden. This distance feels right to me, always has. There, your back's done. Thanks. Now the front. All right, you sure? On second thought, never mind. Ha, coward. Secretly, I was relieved too. How about my feet instead? Feels like proper milady treatment. That's a weird kink. It's not like it costs you anything. Right? Better than washing her front, I guess. Mia perched on the tub's edge, pointing her toes at me as I knelt. Looking up at her, I caught glimpses of her thigh where the swimsuit shifted and my supposedly calm heart jumped again. Well, what with the averted gaze? Nothing. For your honor's sake. They'll let it slide. Man, guys are so weak to girls. I ran the soapy sponge over MIA's flawless legs. The toughest part was her thighs. The soft inner flesh felt distinct even through the sponge, tempting my hand to linger. But stopping would only drag this out. Hey, that's enough, right? Huh. Dulma, if your goal was to humiliate me, you've done it. All right. Yeah, we're good. Mia flailed her hands in a panic, lowered her feet, and stood up. On closer inspection, MIA's face was quite red. So, she was embarrassed too, huh? You started this, but you're not used to stuff like this. Are you? Well, obviously. I've never let any guy besides my dad touch me. You didn't have to go that far. They'll never understand why she'd use her own body just to tease me. If she enjoyed it, fine, but seeing her embarrassed like this makes it seem pointless. Look, I'm going to soak in the tub, so you can head out whenever. Got it. They'll wash up and go. Phew. Looks like my job hair race done. In the end, it was a harmless event. Getting her to use her command on something like this was honestly a stroke of luck. Hot out of the bath, I cooled my flushed body while drying my hair with a hairdryer. Until a couple of months ago, a bath towel was enough, but lately, my hair's grown out, making a dryer essential. As the heat and dampness faded, the changing room door suddenly burst open with a loud bang. Caught mid-dressing, I hurriedly wrapped a towel around my waist. Ray, the culprit, stared at me with an even more frantic expression than before. Just for the record, knock next time, all right? Did Mia do anything to you? No, nothing happened. Okay, good. With that, Ray shut the door. That's what she barged in on me changing to ask? I didn't have the guts to question what exactly she was worried about. After changing, I sank into the sofa in the cottage's living room, licking a popsicle from the freezer. Mia and Ray, already done with their baths, sat beside me. Cannon, the last to bathe, hadn't returned yet, so we fiddled with our phones, waiting. Phew, all refreshed. Skimming dumb internet news, I looked up as Cannon appeared from the bathroom, a towel slung over her shoulder. Hey, HM? What? Never mind. Huh? Weirdo Rintaro. I swallowed the words on the tip of my tongue, letting out a sigh instead. I keep wanting to say it, but they're just too careless. Maybe because they're still warm from the bath, they're dressed even lighter than usual. Their shorts and t-shirts were way too stimulating for sharing a roof. I'm genuinely grateful my self-control's this strong. Rintaro, want this one? Huh? You keep glancing over, so I thought you might want this flavor. ID picked grape, while hers was orange. Sure, different flavors, but it's not like I was dying to try it here. Ray pulled her popsicle from her mouth and held it out to me. Some of it, melted by her warmth, dripped, nearly hitting the sofa. It looked oddly suggestive. I shared tapioca with you, but I'm going to pass on something you've been licking. Yeah, licking does sound kind of gross. Ray withdrew the popsicle, catching the melted bit in her mouth before it fell. What would she have done if I'd just taken it without a word? Glancing her coming doing her popsicle, you wondered. Probably nothing, right? The fact that she offered so casually means it didn't mean much to her. That assumption blinded me to the faint flush on her cheeks. Even if ID noticed, I'd have chalked it up to the bath. Once again, I dodged the truth. Chapter 7. The secret left behind in the summer. All right, everyone's ready to crash whenever. So let's play old maid. Just like with beach volleyball, Cannon blurted it out of nowhere. She clutched a standard deck of playing cards in her hand. Judging by her excited expression, she had clearly planned this from the start. Nice. What tray we betting? Mia asked with a mischievous grin. It seemed betting something was already a given. Last time was a one-command deal, but for old maid, ending after one round's no fun. How about every time the game ends, the loser spills a secret they've been hiding? Hey, are you serious? It's just a game, so you don't have to share anything too heavy. We've all got little secrets, right? Well, fair point. But whether the secret's juicy enough is up to the group to decide. Otherwise, you could just say, I'll wash my hair first in the bath and call it a day. So we got to be ready to embarrass ourselves a bit. Exactly. Any other questions? Neither I, Mia, nor Ray had anything specific to ask. Old Maid's rules are dead simple. Unlike Big Two with its endless house rules. Old Maid's just drawing cards one by one from each other, discarding pairs as they form. Strategy's barely a thing at first. Only later, when you start picking up on people's habits, does it get tactical. In the end, it's mostly luck. That's why, unlike volleyball, I got shot here. Let's do this. We gathered around the table, locking eyes with the cards. Having pairs right after the deal feels like an early lead, but it doesn't mean much card stop pairing up later, evening things out. First, Ray drew from Mia, Mia from me from Cannon, and Cannon from Ray. Oh, got a pair. Hey, drawing from Mia, matched a set and discarded it onto the table. A quick glance showed everyone averaging about 7 cards. For the record, I didn't have the joker. Hey, Ray's hoping I could avoid it. Come on, draw already. Cannon thrust her cards at me. 6 cards. No point overthinking this early. I reached for the one on the far end. HM. The moment I touched it, her eyes shot wide open. When I moved to another card, they relaxed. Back to the end card. and they widened again. Time to test this. This one, then. I yanked the end card. Sure enough, Joker stared back at me. No way is she that bad at old maid. Gotta figure out how to ditch this Joker. ID drawn it, so I was in the worst spot now. Mia was next to draw for me. I had to pass this Joker to her, somehow, judging by Cannon's reaction. Looks like Rintaro's got the Joker now. TCH, you saw through it. Yup. They'll be careful picking from here. Saying that, Mia started feinting draws, watching my face. So I went stone cold. Unless it's a make-or-break moment, keeping a poker face isn't that hard. Even if she dodged the Joker now, I'd have more chances. Better she avoids it than it's circling back to me. Huh, guess you're not slipping up this late. Mia picked a random card. It wasn't the Joker, but it didn't pair with her hand either, so she offered her cards to Ray without discarding. Knowing Mia didn't have the Joker from that exchange, Ray drew confidently. A few rounds of this, and everyone but me still stuck with the Joker whittled down their hands. And then O paired. Ray let slip as she drew for Mia. Discarding 2 cards with her existing hand, she was down to 1. Next, Cannon would draw from her. That lone card was about to vanish this turn. TCH, they'll let you take first. Thanks. And just like that, Ree's hand was empty. A clean win. I got a pair too. Your turn. After Cannon discarded, I reached for her remaining cards. Just 2 left. She was close to finishing. Me? Still 4 cards, 1 being the Joker. I needed to make pairs here to boost my odds of passing it. Hurry up. You still got the Joker, don't you? Enjoy your confidence while it lasts, trusting my gut. I pulled the left card. It matched a number in my hand, letting me move forward. 3 cards now. Decent odds to pass the Joker. Your turn. Getting cocky just cause you're down a few cards? In this spot, MIA's the one mentally cornered drawing's scarier for her. This late, a Joker swap could decide the game. Fine, this one. Deciding overthinking was pointless. Mia snatched a card. I couldn't help but smirk. The Joker was no longer in my hand. Hold it. Mia, you didn't, did you? Sorry, Cannon. Mind taking this trouble off my hands? No way. I'm not drawing it. Oh, that's a flag. Too late. Cannon cleanly pulled the Joker from Mia. Her hand was hidden, but her eyes screamed everything. Now she had 2 cards. One the Joker 50-50 odds ID draw it. But Cannon had that fatal tell from earlier. This one, I grabbed a card without mercy. As expected, it wasn't the Joker. Her face was too obvious. No way ID lose like this. Looks like I'm second out. I paired set 2. Down to 1 card. Next, Mia draws for me. Phew, it's just the first round. Mia took my card and I was out. Then, tragedy struck for Cannon. Oh, paired. Drawing for me, Mia matched a set. Discarding it, she was left with 1 card. The order shifted. Cannon had a draw from her. No chance for Cannon to win now. Next game, you're done. With a frustrated look, Cannon drew the last card. Enough talk. Spill that secret of yours. We've known each other forever, but I'm curious about Cannon's secrets. Despite their longer history, Mia and Ray were eager to hear Cannon's dirt. True, spending so much time together probably left little unknown. That made the curiosity understandable. Fine, I started this. He'll spill a real secret. Never seen someone self-destruct so spectacularly. It's super embarrassing, but I shrank a centimeter recently. Oh, okay. According to the agency's stats, Reese 162 centimeters, MIA's 170 centimeters, and Cannon's 154 centimeters. So, losing a centimeter makes her 153 centimeters now. Honestly, I can't even tell. Rintaro, Cannon's actually been fudging her height by 2 centimeters. She's really 151 centimeters. Petty exaggeration fudging's one thing, but 2 centimeters? Go big or go home like 5, though that'd be obvious. Why do you say that? I was saving it for when I lost later. No good, Cannon. If we already know, it's not a secret. All right, the shrinking thing's new, so it passes as a penalty. When you notice, during a swimsuit fitting, they measured me, and I was a centimeter shorter than my school health check. An awkward silence fell over us. Cannon's dead serious tone made it hard to laugh off. Physical traits are tricky to poke fun at. Hey, it's fine if you laugh, you know, but you're sensitive about your height, right? So I thought we shouldn't touch it. Don't worry about it weirdly. I love myself. And that includes my height. I only care about balancing with you guys on stage. Really? Yup. Though I always wished ID hit at least 155. That sounded like her true feelings. Wait, you guys don't know? Shorter girls get more guy attention. Oh, you're going there? Let's ask Rintaro then. Bring it. Come on. Rinta, Tewing. Why is the spotlight on me now? No matter how I puzzled, their eyes were locked on me. Ugh, height doesn't matter. It's about whether someone's appealing overall. Meaning, if I don't like their personality, no amount of short and cute makes a difference. ID still dislike them. But if I fall for someone, ID love their height too. Some guys only care about looks, sure. So you don't pick girls based on height. If we're talking pure preference, I lean towards shorter. Just when it was wrapping up nicely, you drop a bomb. Behind MIA's words, Cannon's face lit up. She scooted close, pressing her head against my shoulder. See? You get it. As a reward for liking short girls, you can pet my head. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I didn't say I like short girls. Huh? I said shorter. As in, shorter than me. I glanced at each of them. As mentioned, MIA's the tallest at 170 centimeters. Even then, she's shorter than me. Rintaro, how tall are you? 178 centimeters. That's way too broad a range. One stunned, one relieved, one impressed. I don't like in between. If someone's tall, I want the way taller than me. If short, clearly short. So we're all in your strike zone. Not denying it. That's why I said it doesn't matter. I'm getting whiplash from you today. Cannon yelled, face beat red. If anything, she's the one shaking things up with all these games, not me. Whatever, I spilled one secret. So let's move to the next round. No seat swap or anything. What, you want to? Not really. Ugh, too much hassle. Let's just keep it like this. Here, ill deal. I was only looking out for you, but fine, this works for me. As long as we stick with this order, I can track the Joker. The next game kicked off smoothly, and a few rounds in, something surprising happened. Cannon finished first, followed by me. That left Mia and Ray in a one-on-one, with Ray holding the Joker. Your poker face is enviable in times like this. It's not like I'm trying. No question, Reese's blank expression had gone into overdrive since Old Maid started. If only she and Cannon could split the difference. Guess this Onell do. In the end, Mia gave up overthinking and drew one of Reese's 2 cards. For a split second, Reese's face clouded. Oh, paired. With those words, Mia discarded her last cards. The game ended, and Ray was the loser. Ugh, lost the luck. Sorry about that. Can't help it. All right, my secret. Reese's secret, huh? She's usually so open. So I couldn't help but wonder what Shed kept from everyone. Sometimes I get hungry at night. So I sneak into Rintaro's place with my spare key and wait. What? Nibble on his leftovers or rice. Uffed. Cannon and I choked in unison. We both rounded on Ray. Didn't I tell you late night snacks'll make you fat? I kept noticing my leftovers shrinking, and it was you. Ugh, sorry. It was just once a week, but there were times I'd wake up to make lunch and find the rice or side short. I'd wondered, but never imagined someone was snacking. I'd chalked it up to misjudging portions. Who knew there was a rat in the house? I've been remaking what's missing the next day from now on. Wake me up if you want something. But that feels kind of rude. I'd rather you not eat cold leftovers. Fine, I'll make some rice balls for night snacks. Stick to those. Okay, that's not settling, it's a treat. Problem 1, solved for now. The remaining issue, Ray. Rintaro might let you off, but I'm not done. Ugh, sorry. I'm not mad, but staying slim with those habits is just your youth talking. Keep it up, and you'll balloon eventually. Speaking from experience? We're the same age, idiot. While those two bantered like a comedy duo, Mia sidled up to me, whispering. Cannon's kind of like a mom. Huh? Yeah, she's got it down. She's got a big family, so she's used to it. When Cannon is serious, she is super reliable. Reliable, spot on. From the moment we met, I knew she was more put together than Ray, despite her quirks. But what sticks with me most is that night she let her guard down. Knowing her vulnerable side, just me, gives an unexpected sense of pride. Hey, no es mirkin. Oops, my mouth had curled up without me noticing. I clear my throat and cut in. Lectures are fine, but let's move to the next game. Only 2 secrets down. TCH, you got lucky, Ray. Didn't you just say you weren't mad? Hey, All three of you, I've got a suggestion. What? How about we cap old maid at 10 rounds? We never set an end point. Sounds about right. And for the final 10th round, the loser spills their most embarrassing secret. How's that? Imin, having a clear finish line instead of some vague until we're bored, sharpened my focus appreciated. But the most embarrassing secret? That's tough. Half-baked stuff won't cut it. Problem is, I don't have many secrets to begin with. All right, third round, let's go. Cards were dealt, and a new game began. 6 more rounds passed, and thanks to Cannon, I hadn't lost once. After 8 rounds total, Cannon took 5 penalties, Ray 2, Mia 1. Now, the 9th round, one step from the finale. Mia, who had drawn the joker from me, held on to it until the end, landing her the penalty. Ugh, bummer. I was hoping to make Rintaro spill by now. Sorry, luck's on my side today. It's a luck game, so what can you do? This is my second secret, right? Mia didn't look too bothered as she spoke. Cannon, on the other hand, was visibly drained. The gap between 2 and 5 secrets showed. Let's see, did I mention my bra size doesn't fit anymore? A first I'm hearing of it. Oh, perfect then. Even today's swimsuit size changed. F doesn't cut it anymore. Arg, don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear. Come on. It's my penalty spill. You gotta listen. Who takes a penalty to flex like that? Cannon wailed as Mia leaned in, whispering her taunts. I watched them, blanker than Ray. Seriously, how do you even respond? I'd love to poll every guy out there. Caught in a situation like this, what's the right move? For the record, any answer risking harassment gets ignored. Like with the height thing, Rintaro, you into bigger or smaller? No comment. Ah, shame. I'd only share that preference if I lost a penalty. But only the fateful 10th round remained. I hadn't thought much about it, but that secret'd be a bit weak for a final loss. Enough. Last round's up. Lose this, and it's your real embarrassing secret. No complaints, right? None. But what's up, Rintaro? Scared? If Cannon's pumped, guess it's fine. Nothing. Deal already. I'm gonna make you cry. Last game or not, sticking to my usual play should keep me safe. Everyone steadily shed cards, and soon Mia and Ray finished. That left me and Cannon. I had 1 card. She had 2, and she held the joker. In this setup, I couldn't lose. Sorry, Cannon. It's over. Hold on. You don't know that. I reached for her cards. As my hand neared the left one, her expression shifted. That's the joker. I'd take the other. I pulled it. In that instant, Cannon grinned. A chill shot down my spine. Gotcha, Rintaro. What the card in my hand was unbelievably the joker. Stunned, I stared at its design. For this moment, I've been scheming all along. The face changes when I grab the joker. All an act. You fell for it perfectly. I'd been played. So that's an idol's acting skill. Ugh, but this doesn't settle it. It's still 50-50. No way you'll draw right. Ha, fool. You've been coasting on others' slip-ups in this luck game. But I've been building my foundation carefully. Victory's goddess smiles on me. Cannon drew for me, and the card left in my hand was the joker. No way. Time for the 10th round's penalty. Huh? Before my eyes, Cannon discarded her paired cards onto the table. To think of the very last, I'd lose. I want to hear Rintaro's big secret. Totally agree. Normally, head dodge like a pro, so I'm pumped for this. No alais, naturally. I sighed deeply, sinking into the sofa. I did have 1 secret ID never told anyone. Just thinking about it being exposed flooded me with shame, but they'd all bared their souls too. No way I'd be the only one to duck out. It's not exactly thrilling, but I've got this thing I just can't handle. Huh? Food? Nah, not that. Thunder. What? Cannon blinked, dumbfounded, mirrored by Ray and Mia. Yeah, that's the reaction I expected. The sound. The rumble, the flash in those dark clouds, I just can't deal. This year's had fewer thunderstorms, so I've been lucky, but when it hits at night, I can't sleep unless I'm buried in blankets. For some reason, the 3 listened in silence. In the oddly heavy air, I glanced at their faces for a reaction. Then, locking eyes with me, Ray mumbled, "Goo." I've never felt such mortifying embarrassment, cold sweat bursting out. I'd rather they mock me outright for being lame. Cute was, to me, The ultimate you're not manly jab. Ugh, if you're disappointed, just laugh properly. I'm not disappointed. I'm happy to know a flaw in you since you've always seemed perfect. Stop, even praise felt toxic right now. Hands landed on my shoulders. Turning, I saw Cannon and Mia had circle behind me. Great spill, Rintaro. Even if you have another difficult night, we'll be by your side from now on. Just kill me already alright, time to hit the sack? MIA's suggestion made me look up. After exposing my embarrassing secret, who had been playing card games with no penalties attached. Doubt big two, you name it. Trading jabs while playing was way more fun than expected, and before we knew it, midnight had come and gone. Yeah, now that you mention it, I'm getting sleepy, me too. Now that they said it, drowsiness hit me too. Let my guard down and ID zone out. It'd only be a matter of time before I passed out. Guess I'll brush my teeth and crash, let's do it. Come on, you two, no dawdling. Urged on by the still energetic Mia, we brushed our teeth and headed to the bedroom. The four of us piled into a room with just 2 beds. Thanks to the sunscreen fiasco earlier, we were stuck with 4 people in a 2-bed setup. Rintaro, you sure about that spot? It's way better than sharing a bed with you guys. Honestly, I'd rather not even share a room. Between the 2 beds, I'd layered several blankets to mimic a mattress. The high-quality blankets cushioned well enough that I barely felt the floor's hardness. Exhausted as I was, I could probably pass out easily. You're really upright? Huh? Or maybe you're just not into us at all. I'm just keeping myself in check. If I was some creep with ulterior motives, I wouldn't have even let us live on the same floor of the same building, right? Well, yeah, but fair point. Gotta give you props for not making a move in this situation. And frankly, if I were that kind of guy, Ray wouldn't be this close to me in the first place. Reese got her ditzy moments, but she's not dumb. She's driven by her desires, not thoughtless. Being trusted this much by her and her friends feels endlessly comforting, and I don't want to ruin it. Honestly, having a guy nearby like this is pretty refreshing for me. Lately, every day's been kind of fun. I mostly agree. Never had a guy like Rintaro around before. It didn't feel bad, but it was starting to get embarrassing. I pulled the thin blanket over my face, turned away, and shut my eyes. He's escaping. Hee. Well, we don't want him sulking. Let's leave him be. I sensed 2 of them settling onto a bed. Just as I was about to drift off, a voice whispered by my ear. Good night, Rintaro. Yeah, good night. The voice of the girl who brought me into this world. It was endlessly gentle, warm. In my sleep, I dreamed. A scene from some party. That same dream ID had before. Beside me sat a blonde girl. She stuffed her cheeks with the buffet food ID brought, beaming with happiness. That face, it was GUH. My consciousness snapped back to reality. A dull pain shot through my stomach. Looking up, I found a girl's bare legs sprawled across me. And in gimme some of those boobs, are you kidding me? Cannon, who should have been asleep on the bed, had drop-kicked me in her sleep. Oh, right. Her sleeping habits are awful. You'll remember this. I'm not petty enough to wake her and scold her. Quietly, I lifted her back onto the bed. As I did, I caught sight of Ray, sleeping beside her. They ended up sharing a bed, and yeah, she seemed fine for now. WHYD Cannon's chaos hit me instead of Ray, sleeping right next to her. Not thrilled, but at least I was the only casualty. Need some water. The air-conditioned room was comfy, but it dried out my throat. Careful not to make noise, I slipped out and headed to the kitchen. I filled a glass from the sink and wandered to the window. The view outside was surprisingly bright. Must be close to a full moon. Not just that the distance from the city let a sky full of stars shine through. I wanted to see it closer with that thought. I slipped on sandals and stepped outside. Whoa, the sky, unobstructed, was a completely different beast from what I'd seen through the window. When was the last time nature left me this awestruck? My sleepiness vanished, and I stood there, desperate to etch the sight into my memory. Rintaro? A voice called my name. Turning, I saw Ray, had also slipped on sandals and come out. Seeing my face, she smiled happily. You weren't in the room when I woke up, so I figured you'd be here. Sorry, I tried to move quietly. Did I wake you? Nope. Cannon did. Took a punch to my ribs. Ray rubbed her side as she spoke. Since I'd put Cannon back in bed, this was technically my fault. Not that IDs say it out loud. Let's blame Cannon. Keeps things peaceful. I just got woken up by Cannon's heel drop. Rough night for both of us. Seriously. But it's Cannon, so what can you do? Huh. Can't exactly fix her sleeping habits. Unless we tied her up, there'd be no taming that chaos. Imagining it was so absurd, I had to stifle a laugh. For Cannon's dignity. I coughed to cover it and faced Ray again. Want to talk a bit? Yeah. We moved to the beach, sitting on the mat we'd used for breaks during the day. The parasol was folded, leaving the sky open above the mat. We were so wiped from shooting the past few days, I didn't even think to look at the stars. They're so beautiful. You missed out. Guess we owe Cannon for tonight? Maybe. Gotta thank her for waking us. If I thanked her tomorrow, she'd probably just blink at me. ID planned to give her some grief, but since it led to this, ID let it slide. Would you want to come back? HM? If you say yes. ID love to travel together again. Autumn for the leaves, winter for skiing, or hot spring for cherry blossoms. And next summer, back here. All with you. You really want to spend that much time with me? I teased, and Reese's eyes widened for a moment. Then they softened, as she gave a faint smile. Yeah, forever. Her words carried pure, unclouded affection. I looked away from Ray, gazing up at the sky. Yeah, me too. I said it, my own choice, clear as day. No way I could have said it looking into her eyes. As my heart settled, I finally met her gaze again. Really? I wouldn't lie in a moment like this. And I want to take back what I said. I'm so happy. Ray closed the distance between us a little. Now, the slightest move would have us touching. It was maddening, frustrating. If I weren't me, if she weren't Ray, I could have ignored it all and reached out. Hey, Rintaro. What? No, nothing. All right. We both fell silent. Moving forward from where we are, it's too soon. As long as she chases her dreams, changing our relationship is tough. Even if Ray and I feel the same, want to keep looking a bit longer, yeah, let's do it. We just gazed up at the stars. ID, keep this feeling a secret. Leave it here, in this place, this summer. So I could come back for it someday and tell her. How'd it come to this? Waking up, I stared blankly at the wrestling match unfolding before me. No, calling it wrestling was too generous. It was way too one-sided. Ray and Cannon were sharing a bed. But somehow Cannon's arm was locked around Reese's neck, like she was grappling her from behind. Poor Ray had been groaning in distress for a while. It wasn't choke-out strength, but Ray was probably dreaming of being strangled by an octopus. Now that I think about it, Cannon's hair color did look a bit like a boiled octopus. Oh, morning, Rintaro. Hey, you're up. Morning. Mia stirred behind me as I watched the scene. She yawned, then shot me a teasing smirk. What? Enjoying Ray and Cannon's sleeping faces. Sorry if I interrupted. Don't be dumb. Take a look and try saying that again. I jerked my chin toward the bed, and Mia stood, peering down at them. She let out an oh of realization. This is her worst sleeping pose yet. Huh, her masterpiece, then? It's beyond just falling off the bed. But Reese's starting to look pitiful. Yeah, let's wake her. Mia reached for Cannon's shoulder, shaking her gently. Slowly, Cannon's eyes fluttered open. Morning, Cannon. Mind letting Ray go now? And in morning, huh? Why's Ray here? Still half asleep, clearly. Releasing Ray, Cannon sat up sluggishly. All right, we're at the cottage. And still weak in the mornings? Huh, go wash your face. Completely clueless, Cannon shuffled out of the room. Yeesh, she's a hazard. Don't want her tumbling down the stairs. They'll tag along. Can you wake Ray? Got it. Thanks. After that exchange with Mia, I followed Cannon out. In the hallway, she was wobbling toward the stairs. I rushed over, steadying her. Hey, walk straight. You're scarily out of it. Supporting her waist, I guided her down. We reached the bathroom, and I set her in front of the mirror. Here, wash up. I turned on the faucet, and she started splashing her face. Feels like I'm tending to an animal, Rintaro. Yo, morning. Our eyes met in the mirror. Her face gradually flushed, and she spun around. Why's Rintaro in my house? This ain't your house. Look around. Huh. Oh, right. Yeah. We're at the cottage flustered. Cannon scrambled to cover her blunder. What's got her so rattled? While I stood there puzzled. She splashed water on her face repeatedly, like she was cooling off. For a second, I thought ID dragged you home. No way that's happening. Why do you hear that? In a rom-com, this is where you go deaf. You're talking this close, how could I not hear? Be realistic. I know. But, still, why am I getting yelled at? ID long given up on understanding these girls, so I let it slide. So why were you hovering behind me? You were stumbling down the stairs half dead, so I got worried. Caretaking. Don't go there. Though yeah, ID thought it. Hey, you too. Stop flirting and free up the sink. People are waiting. Sleepy. Looks like our second patient arrived. Mia led a groggy Ray, rubbing her eyes, to the sink, swapping places to wash her face. All right, time to whip up breakfast. I headed to the kitchen, frying eggs and bacon while popping bread in the toaster. Gonna miss this island kitchen. One day, they'll live in a place like this. Yo, nobody forgot anything? Cannon, pulling her suitcase, glanced back to ask. ID only stayed one night, so my backpack covered everything. No need to dig out valuables, so I was dead sure I hadn't forgotten a thing. My concern was the two dragging suitcases behind me. I checked a bunch, so I'm good. Hey, fine I think. Yup, worrying. But we'd gone over it multiple times, so it's probably okay. Worst case, housekeeping find anything left behind. Oh, but forget something, there's one thing we didn't do. What? Taxi's already here. Let's take a group photo. Oh, right. I caught Cannon and Mia grinning. They flanked Ray, pressing close. Come on, Rintaro. Hurry up and get over here. All four of us. It's summer, and their sticking that close feels stifling. I griped inwardly, but my feet were already moving toward them. This summer was fun precisely because I could cut loose without caring about prying eyes. Hesitating here wouldn't do anyone any good. Rintaro, in the middle. Hey, isn't that a bit much? What? Never mind. A photo surrounded by 3 mega-popular idols. Huh. This'll be a lifelong keepsake. Cannon and Mia tugged me into place beside Ray. Crouching slightly, I looked up to see Mia aiming her phone. So this is the famed selfie. No clue how old that trend is. Here we go. Squeezing closer. Wait, hold on. My balance right before the shutter, Cannon, leaning in, lost her footing. She crashed into my back, shoving Ray aside. Reese stumbled, knocked into Mia, and all four of us collapsed in a heap. Amid the chaos, the shutter clicked mercilessly. Checking the photo, we saw ourselves tumbling to the ground in a mess. Miraculously, every face was clear, giving an odd, almost iconic charm. I meant to fail, but what do? Retake? No, this is good. It looks fun. Yeah, it's a total mess, but we'll never get this exact shot again. Let's keep it. Beside us, Cannon, the cause of the chaos, nodded with a nervous sweat. Rolling my eyes at her, I agreed with Ray and Mia. No perfectly posed photo could match this mess, it's us. That's what I thought. Epilogue. Confession: no way Rintaro is neighbors with Otosaki. Yukio Inaba, lounging on my couch, muttered in a dazed tone. Right now, my apartment had 2 guests besides me. One was my best friend, Yukio. The other was none other than our resident idol, Ray Otosaki. Yep, today I finally spilled everything to Yukio. I probably shouldn't tell anyone, but I figured you deserve to know. You're practically family. Family, how that's real sweet of you. Yukio scratched his head, grinning sheepishly. Ray, watching him, tilted her head. What's up, Ray? Is he really a guy? What Ray you on about? Sure, he's kind of scrawny, but he's definitely a dude. ID explained it a bunch already, but Ray still wasn't convinced. I get it hard to believe at first, but we'd been hanging out as a trio for a while now. You'd think shed by it by this point. Including Ray in this wasn't just for ease of explanation. There was another reason. We were helping with her summer homework. After getting back from that trip, it was already past August 10th. There's still 3 weeks left. Plenty of time, you could argue, but unlike us. Ray had grueling lessons and work. If she didn't finish what she could now, she'd almost certainly be scrambling on the last day. How are your grades, Otosaki? Around average. Really? I could have sworn I saw your name near the top in first-year midterms. They started slipping last semester. Right when things got busy. Oh yeah, that tracks. Listening to Yukio and Ray, a question popped into my head. Come to think of it, you were already an idol in middle school, right? Our school's kind of competitive. Why I'm for a tough one like that? The reason I picked this school, no, It's a secret. I won't say. Huh. All right, if you don't want to share. Her hesitation made me wonder maybe her dad pushed her to aim high. If so, we got that in common. You got it rough too. Probably a misunderstanding, but I'll let it slide for now. We spread out her homework and got to work. Helping Ray didn't mean solving her problems for her. I summarized lessons she missed for work, explained anything she couldn't crack on her own, and while she tackled her stuff, Yukio and I would knock out our remaining assignments. That was the plan. For us, it'd probably take an hour or so. We'd already blitzed most of it on day one, leaving only the ill-do-it later tasks we'd procrastinated. Those are the ones that sneak up on you till the final day. Math and science, ask me. Yukio's better at explaining humanities, so hit him up for those. Got it. And so we dove in quietly. Ree's focus was impressive, plowing through problems like she was making up for lost time. Some answers looked half-hearted, but since finishing was the priority, I held my tongue. 2 hours of serious work later, Yukio and I had wrapped up our stuff, leaving us with idle time. Guess I'll brew some coffee. Need help? Nah, I'm good. Flip to my bookshelf or something. Cool. I stretched my stiff body and headed to the kitchen. Brewing coffee tailored to their tastes, I set the mugs in front of them. Here, Ray. Coffee. Thanks. Breaking her focus, Ray set down her pencil and sipped from the mug. Yukio, watching, looked oddly miffed. Weird, I was sure I got his order right. Yukio, did I mess up your coffee? I can remake it. No, it's not that. Just noticed Otasaki's mug matches yours. Huh. Oh, yeah, Ree's been buying stuff like dishes for us. We picked these out together ages ago. That's unfair. Yukio's voice dropped, catching me off guard. I don't even have matching stuff with you. You don't need it. Man, it's not like Ray bought these to be a set, right? They were just cheap as a pair. I glanced at Ray, and she tilted her head, looking at me. I bought them because I wanted matching ones. See, told you. So that's what she meant, not a big deal, but suddenly this mug felt heavier. And it bugs me how naturally her mug's just here. If hers fits, why not one for me? Look, you've got one, don't you? A plain as hell one. I want a matching one too. Why is he so worked up? Yukio's usually chill, which makes me weak to his rare whining. Fine. I've been focused on Ray lately today. I'll indulge him. All right. We'll grab you a mug next time. You're off for that family trip abroad soon, right? When you're back, we'll make time. Ugh, sorry for being a brat. It's fine. You asking me for something's kind of rare. Getting relied on by a friend feels surprisingly good. Not when it's constant, that's no good, but Yukio handles most things solo. I barely get these moments. Last time was probably that stalker mess. And honestly, after that, Yukio leaned toward holding back, repaying my help by not leaning on me much. That was supposed to be my thing. Now what's Ray you competing over? Somehow, sparks were flying between Ray and Yukio. Not a fight, but a weird tension had formed. Try to think of a joke to lighten the mood. My phone buzzed. A bad feeling shot through me. Whenever my phone goes off like this, it's rarely good news. Another problem? I checked the screen. Mia. Last time, it was a nasty message from Nikaido. Now it's Mia. Can you step out to the hallway? Doesn't sound like trouble. Leaving these two alone in my place worry me a bit. But if they're going to get along moving forward, they need a bond. They're classmates. After all, time to build some friendship. Does Otosaki know? Rintaro's sleeping face is super cute. I've slept over a few times, so I've seen it. I know. I've stayed at Rintaro's too, and I've watched him. What? You stayed over? Spill the details? Yeah, let's leave him to it. Slipping away from their heated chat, I stepped into the hallway. There, leaning against the wall with a restless air, was Mia. Hey, sorry for the sudden call. It's cool. Got a friend over though, so I can't talk long. No waities. This'll be quick. She lowered her eyes, then looked up at me. Her gaze almost misty. Fidgeting with the hem of her clothes, she hesitated, took a breath, and spoke. Would you go out with me? Huh. My mind went blank. The word shed just said overloaded my brain, refusing to compute. That's all. Let me hear your answer another time. See ya. With that, she slipped back into her apartment. The piece I'd been chasing had, once again, bolted somewhere far away. Short story. Fireworks Festival Rintaro. I want to go to the fireworks festival. Huh. It had been a while since we got back from the beach. Summer vacation was already nearing its second half. At a time when students' daily rhythms were probably starting to fall apart, Ray suddenly brought it up. No good? Nah, if you want to go, just go, right? I want to go with you, Rintaro. Yeah, figured it'd be something like that. I closed the recipe book ID bought with my assistant job earnings and turned to face Ray. I've said this a million times, but you're a celebrity. An idol. Of all things, a delicate profession. You get that walking around with me could cause problems, right? And a fireworks festival? That's a paradise for prying eyes. No way, absolutely not. It's fine. I have a great idea. Your great ideas have dragged me into enough messes already. Sure, things have worked out so far, and we're still living our lives without major incident, but I'm convinced it's all been dumb luck. Reese disguises are always flawless. They'll give her that. But don't tell me you're going to say it's fine because you'll disguise yourself. No matter how good your disguise is, a fireworks festival is on a whole different level from, like, a shopping mall. You'll get caught in a crowd, and people will see your face up close. Your looks are impossible to hide completely, so you definitely get found out. What's that supposed to mean? It means there aren't many girls as cute as you. You just wanted me to say it, didn't you? Yup, satisfied. Lately, Reese's been pulling these little tricks on me. Ever since that incident at the beach, it's like something's clicked for her, and she's gotten a lot bolder. She's starting to understand her own charm, or rather, she's noticed that I find her charming and is deliberately trying to get me to say it out loud. I'm getting used to it, though. Lately, I've been less resistant to giving her compliments. Man, at this rate, I'm going to turn into some smooth-talking charmer. But really, it's fine. I've got an idea that's even better than a disguise. And that idea is, it's a surprise for the day of. You're just going to drag me to the festival without giving me a say, and so the day arrived. What's with this pacing? Before I knew it, the day of the summer festival had come, and I was waiting at a spot a little ways from the venue, just as Ray had instructed. I tried to pick a place with as little foot traffic as possible, but there were way more people heading to the fireworks festival than I'd expected. To be honest, I wasn't exactly thrilled about the fireworks festival. There were reasons, let's just say, whoops, no use getting negative before it even starts. I shook off the unpleasant memories creeping into my head and glanced around to distract myself. Come to think of it, will Ray show up in yukata or something? Seeing people walking by in yukata, the thought crossed my mind. I'd considered dressing a bit more festival-appropriate myself before leaving the house, but I don't own a yukata. I did buy a jinbei as summer sleepwear once, but it had no pockets, so I'd have to carry everything by hand. Apparently, cheap ones often don't have pockets, and, while being the penny pincher I am, I fell right into that trap. No, calling it a trap is unfair. It's my fault for not doing my research. Rintaro, sorry to keep you waiting. Lost in thought, I looked up at Reese's voice. Nah, I didn't wait that long. Wait, what's with that getup? Pretty cute, right? A white-based kimono adorned with red floral patterns. Her well-maintained blonde hair seemed mismatched with the traditional Japanese outfit, but this was Ray, an idol. She had the kind of presence that let her pull off any look flawlessly. But this would totally give away that she's Ray from Millifuel Stars, or so I thought. Then I noticed the fox mask covering her face, hiding everything that made her unmistakably Ray. No way, your idea was yup with this on? No one will know it's me. Well, yeah, her face is barely visible. Sure, her blonde hair stands out, but tied back in a single ponytail, it gives her a completely different vibe from the usual Ray. As long as she keeps the mask on, the chances of anyone realizing she's Ray seem pretty low. Maybe. Fireworks festivals have tons of stalls, so they sell masks like this too. It shouldn't seem out of place. I guess really? Is that how it works? Well, whatever. It'd seem unlikely she'll get caught. By the way, you own a yukata? Nope, this is a rental. But if you like it, Rintaro, I might just buy it. It suits you, but that mask makes it hard to say for sure. That's a shame. Want to give me your verdict when we get home? Fine, I'll give you my honest opinion then. Without needing to say anything more, we naturally started walking toward the venue. The closer we got, the more crowded it became. Soon, we were surrounded by people, and visibility got worse. Man, if we get separated in this, ITLL be a nightmare. Should we hold hands? Come on, You're a celebrity, I think with this mask, no one will notice. She's got a point. I'm trapped. No escape. And the one who said getting separated would be bad. So doing nothing now would make me look like a jerk. All right, if you're okay with it here. Yay. I held out my hand, and Ray took it. Her slightly warm touch sent a jolt through my chest, catching me off guard. Suddenly, I'm hyper-aware of my body odor, my sweaty palms, everything. If it bothers you, sorry. Huh? What? It's hot, so my hands might be sweaty. Ree's cheeks flushed slightly, a hint of embarrassment in her voice. Seeing that, I couldn't help but laugh. What's so funny? Nothing. I was just thinking the same thing, that's all. Oh, so our sweat's mixing together right now? Idols shouldn't say gross stuff like that. Ree's thoughts are as weird as ever, but in this moment, it's a relief. It eased the tension I hadn't realized I was carrying, and I started to feel like myself again. Still, the crowd is insane. Way too insane. Now that I think about it, are we even going to see the fireworks in this? I looked it up a bit, and if we pick the right spot, we should be fine. Ideally, we'd get closer to the river. Well, yeah, makes sense. The fireworks at this festival are launched from the river. We were on the opposite bank, so naturally, the closer we got to the river, the less obstructed our view would be. People who were serious about watching probably staked out spots ages ago. Did you really want to see the fireworks, Rintaro? Since we're here, might as well. What about you? You were the one who invited me, so you must want to see them, right? Sure, I wanted to see the fireworks. But as long as I'm making memories with you, I'm happy. The beach was fun, but we weren't alone. Ray said it so casually, but I was left speechless. How does she just say stuff like that so easily? She's so pure, untainted. Maybe that's why she shines brighter than anyone when she's on stage as an idol. But yeah, we might not actually see much like this. True, the crowd kept growing, and we were completely swallowed up. From here, we'd probably only catch glimpses of the fireworks edges. And then, as if on cue, misfortune struck. Ree's body suddenly lurched, and I hurriedly steadied her. She must tripped on something, but you okay? Yeah, someone just stepped on my foot, ow? Hey! Ree's face twisted in pain as she tried to take a step. Did you twist your ankle or something? A little, but it's fine. It's not like I'm injured. I can walk. If you say so, this is bad. It might not be serious now, but if her ankle gets worse, it could affect her idle activities for a while. As long as I'm here, I can't let that happen. Hey, what? You said as long as we can watch the fireworks together, you're good, right? Yup. Then just follow my lead, no questions. I grabbed Ree's hand, pulling her away from the crowd, heading toward the festival. Hardly anyone was leaving before the fireworks even started. We took an empty path back to our apartments near station. Then, I led her to a nearby park and sat her down on a bench. He'll be back in about 10 minutes. Keep your foot cool with this for now. And don't take off the mask until I'm back, just in case. Okay, got it. I handed Ray a bottle of water from a vending machine and left the park. I rushed to a nearby home center, bought something, and hurried back to her. Sorry for the wait. I don't mind waiting. I saw you running toward the home center. What did you buy? This. I pulled a pack of handheld fireworks from the bags in my hands. Fireworks. We couldn't see the big ones, but these are still fireworks, right? They're way smaller, but it's still something we can enjoy together. No, honestly, this might have been perfect from the start. I walked over to the park's water faucet and picked up a plastic bucket nearby. I'd seen some college-age guys and girls playing with fireworks here before, using this bucket to put them out. It didn't seem to belong to them, probably just something someone left behind that's been here ever since. Not that it's okay to just use it, but borrowing it for a bit shouldn't hurt. All right, our own little fireworks show, then. Yup, we opened the pack of fireworks together and lit them with a lighter ID bought. The colorful sparks lit up the night park. It's pretty, sure, but it's not exactly a special sight. Anyone can see this anytime, as long as they buy some fireworks. But with Ray here, even this ordinary scene feels special. What's up? Huh? Oh, nothing, whoa, close call. Ray had taken off her mask to see the fireworks better, and her face, lit by the colorful sparks, was breathtaking. She looked just like she does on stage. Feeling a bit embarrassed remembering her live performance, I turned my gaze back to the fireworks. For a while, we sat in silence, watching the sparks. If you weren't a celebrity, you wouldn't have to rely on that mask to go out. The words I blurted out to hide my embarrassment were utterly tone-deaf. Not being able to live a normal life with her face uncovered. She's the one who must feel that the most. And yet, if I weren't an idol, Ray began, her voice soft as she spoke in front of my flustered self. If I weren't an idol, would you still be here with me, Rintaro? Ree's gaze dropped to the fox mask, shed taken off. The stress of constantly worrying about being seen someone like me, an ordinary guy, could never fully understand that. I can't even pretend to. What I can say to her right now is if you weren't an idol, I probably wouldn't be here. If Ray weren't an idol, we'd probably just chat in class, maybe walk home together sometimes, or enjoy school events as friendly classmates. But I'm certain I'd never have opened my heart to her. If I hadn't helped her when she was starving and about to collapse. If I hadn't brought her to my place and cooked for her. Our relationship is built on a string of coincidences. I see. Then that's okay. Ray gave a small, relieved smile, as if a weight had lifted from her heart. I know what I have to do, now and always. Support Ray. Make sure she never regrets the path she's chosen. No matter what lies ahead, it'll help her run to the finish line. Man, things got kind of heavy there. Since we're already in this mood, want to do some sparklers? Sure. But if we're doing sparklers, let's make a contest. Whoever drops theirs first, huh? Yup. A serious bet with something on the line. Like I thought at the beach, these girls sure love competing with stakes. What happens if you lose, Rintaro? All right, to make up for today, they'll cook you some yakisoba or takoyaki stuff you get at festival stalls. You wanted to eat that kind of thing, right? Yup. Honest as always. So what happens if you lose? They'll show you the outfit for my next event before anyone else. You already show me those with total confidence. Then, how about I wash your back in the bath again? G.U.H. Her teasing, upward glance pierced right through my heart. That's a hard one to turn down. An idol washing my back? No matter how you slice it, it's a dream scenario. If I said that wasn't a reward, I might hurt her feelings. All right, let's do it. Okay, one round then. Ray and I each took a sparkler and lit it. The tips flared to life, gradually growing stronger until they bloomed into beautiful sparks. Now, I only have one option here. A second bath event? My heart wouldn't survive it. I gave up on winning and gently shook my sparkler. The fading ember at the tip fell to the ground with a soft plop, at the exact same time as hers. Our voices overlapped. We glanced at each other's feet, confirming both embers had dropped simultaneously, then looked up and burst into laughter. What the heck? We're even thinking the same thing? Atiye? Huh. Yup. What do we do now? Both keep our promises? Nope. Let's call a no game. Mew Ray pouted, clearly dissatisfied. I stood up, stretching my arms. We still had some fireworks left, but it felt like we'd played enough. Going home, now, seemed like the perfect way to end things. Let's head back. For dinner tonight, how about some yakisoba? Hey, that's cheating. Were you planning to make that all along? Who knows? If you're not in the mood, I can make something else. No, I'm totally in the mood for yakisoba. All right, settled then. We cleaned up and started walking home. The future waiting for us probably won't be easy. Like fireworks that burst and fade, the time we can shine might be short. Ray probably thinks that's just the life of an idol. Sometimes that feels a little sad, but that's okay. Because a firework that fizzles out without ever launching would leave far more regrets than one that burns brightly, even if only for a moment. Afterward, thank you so much for picking up this series, whether you're continuing for Volume 1 or joining us here. Once again, Kazuha Kishimoto, the author. While Volume 1 was the story of Rintaro's encounter with the members of Millefeuille Stars, Volume 2 focused on deepening the bonds that began to form. Rintaro, who kept a certain distance from the girls in Volume 1, undergoes a shift in his feelings, setting the stage for further developments in the story. I hope this volume has served as a strong foundation for what's to come. And, of course, Volume 2 includes my beloved swimsuit episode. From the time I was writing Volume 1, I was absolutely determined to include this event, no matter what. But I'll admit, I got a bit greedy, not content with just a swimsuit episode. I threw in a sleepover element too. am reflecting on that choice just a little. No regrets, though. This is brief, but I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone involved in the production of this volume, and to all of you who purchased it, whether you're continuing from Volume 1 or starting here. I truly appreciate your support. Hey Race, hoping we meet again in the next volume. TN, with this, the second volume ends. The translation of third volume will begin soon, so look forward to them.